Okay. Okay, we're not quite there, and here we are going live on. Okay. Oh, I need to shut the sound on that off, or it'd be very distracting. Okay. Does the chat not happen until somebody's in the chat?
I'm just trying to load it up. Oh, there we go.
Oh, it's not happening for me. How come?
I've got the chat on.
Yeah, chat's on.
Oh, and how come I don't have it? How come I don't have it? And it's the best I can think.
Well, I'm on YouTube on my phone. That's how I can't see it on my screen itself. But if I pull you on my phone, I can see chat.
If I, oh, wait.
I've got my gaming laptop over here, and then
Oh,
I've got like the main
there it
stream
is.
over here.
I refreshed and it's there. Okay. Right. Shh. Starting the show. There has to be a better way to start than this. Okay. And here we go in 3, 2. And we're back for another episode of Dick at Night, where we are streaming live. People are just piling into the chat right now. Tonight we have with us, it's opposite, it blows me up, Stephanie, John,
Hi.
and Peter's back.
Hello.
Welcome back, Peter. Welcome back. It's been a few weeks, I think, between my trip and you going under the knife. It's been well over a month. So welcome back.
It's good to be back.
I liked how me and Peter have been chatting over the last day or so, and he's like, I need to catch up, man. I have to do some like binge watching. I'm like, you're really not gonna miss all that much, to be honest with you. I'm like, I was gone for 2.5 weeks and didn't miss a fucking thing. They evicted 2 people. They came like walking around as zombies for a week, and like I didn't miss shit. So I'm like, it shouldn't be too hard.
Not a whole lot going on.
Yeah. You know, I want to start at the end just because I do, but I won't. Get your pussy in order, John.
Sorry about that.
Again with Sari, with the gray robe in the diary room, whining about my people not being. My son's not here. My Izzy's not here. My hymen is gone.
My hymen.
You know, it's just like, you know, how can you like sit there and whine and cry about the alliance that Big Brother, the producers, put in there for you? And like you voted like most of them out. She voted out Red. She voted out what's the guy's name? Hyman. What was his name?
Isom.
Long live Isom.
Yeah.
Isom. But Isom was like totally on her side, and she voted him out. It was like one of the stupidest evictions.
Well, we know why.
Well, yeah, we know why, but all she had to do was sit down and talk to him and convince him otherwise. But she didn't even bother her. She's just like, he's got to go. He mentioned my son. Fuck that guy. He's got to go. When she was actually like playing the game. I don't think that she's really even played the game since Jared's left.
I mean, you
Not
could
really.
maybe make the argument that basically since Isom's eviction, you know, the first 3 odd weeks of the show, it obviously seemed heavily imbalanced towards Sari and her group of people. And they more or less, the show more or less indicated that they were running the game, but kind of since Isom left, if you just look at the eviction order, it's like you said, it's all Cerie's allies. And so she's just been kind of there for the rest of it. And like, maybe you could make the argument she's applying her survivor strategy of just anyone but me and staying around and staying around and staying around. But having just caught up on a significant number of episodes,
I like to
I don't
call
know if
that.
Cerie has an argument to win. Like, I don't
Listen,
know if she
I
can
call
win.
that the herpes strategy. You know, no matter what you do, it won't go away.
Right.
They're just there. And but you're right. I keep saying the same thing, and then I get people online going, "But I know Cerie," and it's like, why? Go to your granny's house. She runs around in like with curlers in her hair and in a bathrobe all day and all night. You know, like
Even
she's
if
not
like
doing anything.
yeah, like obviously Cerie's not going to be Jag in terms of the physical competition department, obviously. But you would
But
think
dude,
that
I mean, at least try. Like, dude,
Sure.
either she's. I was so close to saying the R word, but I caught myself. Either she's brain damaged, or she's just one of the most horrible competitors on the face of the earth. But when you go back to, we were talking about this when we were watching. Stephanie and John were watching the episode with me. And I brought up the pressure cooker competition. All you had to do is hold a fucking button.
right, yeah.
This doesn't take strategy. It doesn't take brains. It doesn't take brawn. It's holding a fucking button. And she was the first one out. Fuck
Right.
you. Like, seriously, fuck you. It's $750,000 on the line. And she's whining and crying about, you know, my son's not here. Izzy's not here. I miss him. Listen, I feel like I keep saying that I would never go back because I don't want to look like the people that went on Survivor winter season. Now, if you watch the winter season of Survivor, you would have seen that new school Natalie went out first. And then it was old school, old school,
Yeah,
old
yeah,
school,
yeah.
old school,
One
old
after
school,
the
old
other.
school, old school, old school, like 10 of them in a fucking row that got sent to fuck you island. Okay. And
Yep.
they looked 20 years older. They couldn't do the things that they did that made them great, that made us fans of them. And it was kind of sad to watch. You know, it's like everybody gets older. Like, I get it. I'm there. And this is what I said. And people go, "Oh, would you do that if there was a winner?" So I'm like, didn't you just watch that?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to be like that. I'm like, and I like so many of them. And I'm like not ripping on them. I'm ripping on the situation. You know what I'm saying? But even in this cast right now, throw me in my fat, out of shape ass, and I would kick these motherfuckers' asses. Like, against who? Felicia, Cerie, Blue, who was one guess. She guessed how long fucking what's his name? Jack could hang on the thing. A blind guess. America, who hasn't won anything. Felicia, who won one blindfolded miniature golf crapshoot comp. Cerie, who's won nothing. Matt, who's won one, the Olympic athlete that's won one competition. I think he's won the fucking bag of Lay's. He like stole the bag of Lay's trophy away from Howie with the gaining weight and the fucking potato chip eating. This is the competition. Put me in, coach. I'm fucking there. My fat ass will fucking whip their asses. You know why? Because I have the will and the want to win, where these people are like on vacation. I just.
Well, it also speaks to the mentality of like how today's cast is as it was to when you played and even when Peter played. They don't want to win. They just want to they want to be, some of them want to be
clout.
influencers. They want to be on TV. They want to get on another CBS show.
People go, how come we don't have like the competition that I was in, the endurance competition with the water, with holding the key underneath the rainwater for like almost 8 hours. How come we can't have competitions like that anymore? Because people aren't made like that now. It wasn't just me. It also took the other dude, Zach.
Yes.
holding onto that fucking key for almost, well, he held onto it, like he won that competition. You know, you had two fucking guys freezing their fucking ass off, literally like shaking, teeth chattering for like 5 fucking hours. You know, the real bone chilling cold, like you're Canadian,
Mhm.
Peter, you know what I'm fucking talking about.
Yeah,
That,
it's
like,
coming real soon.
yeah, that real, not just like, oh, I'm chilly, give me a jacket. The fucking cold where you can't stop your body from shaking no matter how hard you try.
Like how
Yeah.
Danielle
That-
was.
Yeah.
Like how
and-
Danielle
well, and
reacted.
Danielle was out in like 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
And but at that point, that like we went like another, 4.5, 5 hours after that. Like that's fucking balls to the wall. These people just would never fucking do that today. Sari couldn't hold a button for half an hour.
Yeah.
No.
It's also that over time, and Survivor has this problem too. But Big Brother competitions in general, they've become so much more physically demanding. So they obviously skew towards younger athletes instead of it kind of being a mental war of attrition. And I don't love that about either show. Like, we're not watching American Ninja Warrior and we're not really watching The Challenge. We're supposed to be watching shows of, mental warfare.
Outwit, outlast,
Right.
outplay. It's
Yeah.
not outcompete,
Right.
Yeah.
and like Survivor lost its way a long time ago. But I agree with you. And what I said in the very beginning of this season was expect a shitload of
Crapshoots.
crapshoot competitions. Yeah, expect it, because with these two old women, there's no way that they're gonna, they haven't had like the slip and slide. When they did OTEB, instead of having an incline like this, the incline was like this and almost had steps going up.
And half the yard was cut off.
Oh,
yeah, and
yeah.
it was like two swimming pools that they put the stuff in. It was like kind of ridiculous. Where it bothers me because they didn't make these. They didn't make these. I don't know. They didn't bring the competitions down when there was Jerry and Rennie in Big Brother 10.
Nope.
But
I think that's the most irritating thing, is the fact that you had somebody that was way older than even Felicia is, and they still didn't dumb those comps down for them. Like, but you've got Sari and Felicia, and it's just straight out like, we're just gonna make everything easier for all of you. Like,
yeah.
OTEB with that incline, you see people that are physically fit that actually like biff it going up that hill. They don't just like make it easy for
And
certain
everyone
people.
needs the rope to get up.
Yeah.
And you had Sari walking up without the rope
Yeah.
this time. No, I'm not lying. I'm not exaggerating. It's the truth. Like they totally changed the competition. So it's just like, whatever.
And yet, even if all that is true, and they've kind of reduced the difficulty level in the competitions, you're still like Jag has won, as you said in the show, 5 competitions in a row. That to me, as a viewer of the show and as a participant in the show who was around people who would win competition after competition after competition,
Yeah.
is boring. The idea should be that all competitions theoretically should be able to be won by anybody at any time, because if you're a new person is constantly in power, it changes everything so often, instead of it being it is to a degree.
Peter, I
interesting
haven't
to
had a
see.
chance to talk to you about this. How do you feel about that whole, Jag was the invisible HOH
Right. And then he gets
last
to play
week,
again.
who he told everybody within
Yeah.
the first half an hour that he was the invisible HOH, and he gets to play, and he won 2 HOHs back to back.
Yeah, I suppose I can understand it from production's perspective.
Big Brother
in that-
Canada, they made whoever the girl was that won it.
Victoria.
Spicy V.
Oh,
Yeah.
Spicy
Spicy
V.
V.
They made her throw the next HOH competition.
That
They
was the
couldn't have
same.
her, they couldn't
that
have
was
her
the-
not compete, because then everyone would know that she
Right.
was the invisible HOH. So she had to throw it.
Yeah,
Which
it's-
she did.
It's one or the other. You either have to let him participate, because there's no rule, obviously, that says that he that the invisible HOH has to reveal themselves. He elected to do that, or it was found out, or some combination thereof. So that's a player sort of going into business for themselves beyond the rule that is set with the gimmick or whatever. So you have to make a decision one way or the other. It's either whoever the invisible HOH is gets to play regardless of what they do, because it's their option to reveal it, essentially, or they have to do what Big Brother Canada did, which is, essentially force the person who wins it to throw the next competition. But then you're putting it in their hands.
BBUK, there was a rule, if you told anyone you were the HOH, you went on the block or you were evicted, one or the other.
I think
But
it
there
was an automatic eviction.
Yeah, they didn't fuck around.
Well,
BBUK doesn't fuck around when it comes.
No,
to
they
this.
don't. In this particular season that's airing right now, as a small aside, it is so refreshing to have Big Brother UK back. It is an infinitely better show than Big Brother USA.
Everyone keeps telling me the same
It's
thing.
so good.
They're like, they didn't go out and cast all these douchebag influencers.
No, it's a great cast. Yeah,
they said the cast is
like,
really good.
It's,
it's
Do they
the
have feeds?
rating, they're getting more viewers. Listen, like how big is fucking the UK? It's like 50,000 people, 37,000 people. Somebody Google that. What's the population of the UK?
of the United Kingdom, it's more than 50,000 people.
I'm sorry, 50 million is what I was thinking of, 50,000. But
67.33 million as of 2021.
okay, 67
Yes.
million. The United States has 550 million thereabouts. And Big Brother UK is not quite double, but almost double the number of viewers as Big Brother
Yeah,
US.
it's crazy. I mean, they've been gone for 3 or 4 years in that range anyway. And I remember watching the last season, and there was a sense of, at the time anyway, it was it. And it's sort of one of those things where you don't appreciate what you had until it's gone. And now that it's back, even though it's not a very long season, I think they're only in there like 40 odd days, but it is just remarkable, especially because they're being aired at the same time as Big Brother USA. It's just, it's a better show, but it's a better game. It's just better in so many ways. And speaking of cold, these two girls broke the rules because you're not allowed to talk about nominations at all. And Big Brother over there, if you break the rules, they punish you.
They don't fuck around, and that's just
actively.
what, something that's missing in Big Brother US and Big Brother
very much
Canada.
So they these two girls broke the rules. They were like speaking in code. They were like kind of writing messages on each other's back, and they were talking about nominations. And so Big Brother made them wear like orange prison suits, and he put them both out in the backyard in individual cages during like a torrential downpour. Like it was freezing. And they were out there for hours and hours and hours, just losing their minds, like freaking out, because they're just sitting there like legitimately like shivering, like their mouths quivering and just in agony. And Big Brother's like, did you learn your lesson? And they're like, yes, we're not going to talk about nominations anymore. And then one girl, she went to like apologize to the people that she was talking about. And then Big Brother was like, well, you just talked about nominations again. We have to punish you again. So she had to wear this like basically like a street cone and a big like board that says like rule breakers, stay away. And so it's just a much more like charming, fun show. But yeah, I highly recommend anyone who's looking for a breath of fresh air to check out Big Brother UK, because it's a lot better than what Big Brother USA is offering right now.
Do they got feeds over for the UK?
They it's sort of like
They
basically
stopped the
an
feeds a
After
long
Dark,
time ago.
essentially.
But that show is like it's well, kind of like what you were doing, right?
Yeah, so they have one episode 6 days a week, plus immediately after they have a show called Late and Live, which is essentially their version of Sideshow.
Sideshow? Okay.
Yeah. And it's an hour. So they have 2 hours every day. And then I think they have like a 2 or 3 hour, like essentially After Dark is what it is. They don't have, I don't think they have 24-hour live feeds, but you can watch like a truncated version of the feeds.
I don't understand why like Big Brother UK went from having their feeds was like they took over the fucking channel, whatever it was, like on BBC 4 or BBC 2 or whatever channel it was on. It was on like Big Brother started and it went for like 3 months, and that channel was Big Brother. It was the feeds on, or the television
Yeah.
show, or the after show, or back to the feeds. Like, that's how it was. Like, I remember the first time I was in Ireland, like, I'm flipping the channels like late at night. I think I was kind of drunk. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? And there's somebody
Yeah,
like
just
laying in bed. I'm like,
People walking
I had
around.
no idea what the hell I was watching. Yeah, it took me a few days. I was like, oh, this is Big Brother. But I don't understand why they didn't move it from on the television to online. Like, they never even tried that transition.
Yeah, I'm
They
not
just
sure.
said- They just said no more feeds, and like that was it. So
I mean,
think
all I've
that-
ever watched over there is just the shows, so I'm not sure. But yeah, this return season has definitely been. It's just like you can see the differences so clearly, even just how they do their diary rooms. Like in Big Brother USA, just having watched a lot of it today, it's all just so segmented and expository. Like, I have to win this competition because I have to go do this conversation because I'm thinking this, I have to tell this person this because, like, it's all just so I've got to bridge point A to point B. Like, you don't really get a sense of what they're thinking or how they're feeling or what they're actually going through. It's just kind of like a running, it's just like a narrator sort of to give context to
you're talking about the diary rooms?
Yeah. They're just
That's
so
all they do. That's all they
flat.
do with the diary rooms. Used to be an insight into the people's mind, their strategy, their
that's how
what
it is
they're
over
worried
there
about.
now.
But that's what it was. That's what it used to be here.
Yeah. I don't know
Like
when it changed or why, but
uncensored
it's
look.
jarring to
That's
see it.
all that's all they do is like, the competition tonight. I'm so sick of individual timed competitions. And I don't care what it is. They're all like the same. I just want to fast forward all of them. I don't care because it's like, and then I went out and like it was this and this one had that and and they re-explain the rules and what it is and this and that. And you get through 5 minutes of the first person and then it's like the next person. And then I go out and this was this and that was that and this. It's like, oh, fuck off already. I don't like I just don't like them. They're not, I don't find them fun. Does anybody find them fun to watch?
No.
No.
And
They're
it seems like the past
TV-wise,
couple,
it's not like you have no sense of who's ahead and who's coming in last until they reveal the time. And like that could be fucking anything. And I've never trusted these motherfuckers with that to start with. So
And I'm still really irritated over the fact that they're only showing the top 3 times. They should be showing everybody's.
they
I
don't want to
think
show
just-
Felicia's at 2 hours and 56 minutes.
But I thought they did a
Definitely.
cap.
They're like, Felicia,
49,000
2
seconds.
hours, 56 minutes, 3 chicken wings and 4 Oreos.
I thought they had a cap out of a certain amount of time though, for like, if you like.
I thought it was like a half hour or an hour.
Yeah.
Used to be the timeout for
Man.
that stuff.
I
But,
feel
like, the
so
thing-
many
the-
times people out.
But the way they
Going
need
back-
to do it, like, let's be realistic. The first person goes, that's the time to beat.
Right. Yeah.
And then you have for every person that goes after that, in the corner of the screen, you have a running time, you have a running clock. And and it's running backwards. This is how much time they have left.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? No, this one beat that time. This is the time to beat now. Peter's in the lead. And
Right.
Yeah.
his time's over in the little corner. And then you bring in the next person. At least give me like a sense of what the fuck is going on. Because I don't know. I'm so bored with it, man.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
And I've noticed a lot of the episodes, even when they do that type of veto comp where they explain everything, other times the competition takes up 40 minutes of the episode.
Oh my
And it's
God,
usually the
it just
HOH.
Yeah.
truly is unbelievable. Like they just have like nothing. So they're just like, let's
they got nothing
stretch
to-
this
yep.
out for 3/4 of the episode. That was
Right.
like when they had the 1.5 hour episode. That
Oh, the
random
last
one that
week?
threw in.
God, yeah, I was
Super
on the
size
show with
time.
you that night. We were like,
I
why is this
wanted-
an hour and a half?
I wanted to die.
Last week, and they had the stupid comp where Blue, all she had to do was just guess a number to find out how long Jag could hold on to a stupid crossbar for.
That was stupid too.
Oh.
Like that whole thing was like, that's how you win a veto is by guessing. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like whatever.
It
I
is-
would really like to see a new production company take over. I
think
truly would. Because
Production from the UK should come over to the US and
put
kind
a-
of
put a
morph
new
some things a
production
little bit.
company. Tell them like, listen, you got 1 season. You got one season to show me what you got. And if you ain't got it, I'm going to another production. There's 5 million production companies in Hollywood. Are you kidding me? Like the fucking houses in Burbank.
Yeah.
Just on the CBS lot alone, there has to be like 20 production companies, probably more, probably 50 or 100 that work
There's
on
al-
that lot.
Bring in an
Obviously,
indie one, a not well-known
Somebody
production
that's
company.
like a really hungry and wants to make the show
Yeah.
better. That's all. Go ahead, Peter.
I would think there's probably a directive that comes up from on high that says people like to watch the competitions.
They're lying.
I mean, that has to have happened at some point, though, because if you go through the show's history from its infancy to now, the emphasis on that cookie cutter, like very overt, like in the show is just like it hand walks you through the whole thing. It's like, here's the competition, and then we're going to explain it 3 times, then have 5 people re-explain it. And it, as we said, takes up so much time in the episode because somebody must think that that's how you capture the attention of the audience.
I think it's
retained
production laziness, to be honest with you. Remember that they
could be,
do the
for
same
sure.
comps over and over and over, and like people they're already saying that this week is a double.
Right.
They didn't say it last week. They didn't say it the week before. Just maybe it was magic, or maybe it was somebody in the DR told Sari that it's a double this week.
Yeah.
It's just, it was like out of the, if you remember earlier in the season, we talked about this too, when we were watching the show together. The fucking pressure cooker hasn't been used in 17 years. And Sari on the feeds is like, I hope that they give us that competition where they're pushing a button. That's the one I want to do. And then she was out first anyway.
Right.
But it's just like, hey, fuck off. Like what? This is supposed to be the whole thing with Big Brother is no contact with the outside world. That includes you assholes in the diary room that are just supposed to be asking like a question and they answer.
Right.
Now it's like they're using the diary rooms for like voiceover, whatever. All right.
Can I ask Peter a question real quick about the
Sure
pressure
you
cooker?
can.
Peter, what did you think about them pretty much wasting the pressure cooker with a twist right after that nullified the whole thing?
Yeah, it was super disappointing for sure. I mean, they you build up something for so long and it has such a demand to return, and then they don't even screw it up. Like, I mean, we thought it was, because they were adding some whatever verse twist to it that they were going to really bastardize it, and they didn't. It was actually a pretty good modern version of the competition, but it's just like they constantly, it's like they have no faith in themselves and they have no faith in the cast because every time they do something, there's always something that has to come right
You have
after.
a competition that lasted 13 hours.
Right.
And then you have a nullifier.
Right. Yeah.
What's the fuck?
It's just
Are you fucking joking? This
There's
is
no
when
foresight in
Jag was voted out of the game.
Yeah.
And Matt's like, oh, hold on, aren't we on Survivor? Woo-hoo, I have a vote nullifier. Like, just like fuck off.
You want to see things have meaning, basically. Like, especially if you
Dude,
build.
if you were in that competition, I don't give a fuck if it's putting your finger in your nose for 13 hours. Doing anything for 13 hours against other people is like, it's a fucking pain in the ass. So you win that competition, you're fucking proud of yourself. I fucking beat everyone and lasted longer, and then they just take it away. It's like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, as a player, you'd be, I think, very deflated and frustrated. And I think it almost has the opposite effect from an incentive perspective, because if I
might as well have dropped out like Sari after 2 minutes. What the fuck is the difference? You were up there for 13 hours.
Yeah.
And what happened? Oh, you were the HOH, but it got taken away from you.
Right.
So not only, did you have your person that got booted, like didn't leave, but now both people that you put up are both still in the house.
Yeah.
And now they're both gunning for you. And you showed people that you're a fucking competitor.
Right.
Which maybe or maybe not you did or didn't want to reveal. and even the people that didn't win, some of those people, like, they were talking that America was this big comp threat
Right.
because she came in second.
Mhm.
It's just bullshit. It just is like, I know we're like getting upset about this stupid reality show is kind of ridiculous. Like sometimes after the show is over, I'm like, I'm getting all worked up about this fucking stupid television show. But I look at it like I was in there. I played this. I fucking, this stupid television show. I feel like I almost fucking died hanging onto the goddamn key for like
Right.
8 hours, freezing my balls off, and like, so you still, even all these years later, you still have some skin in the game, even though you're not in this particular season. And it's like, this isn't the way this.
Well, you could apply this, like, okay, like, so you're watching football or basketball or hockey or whatever, even if you've never played, you can still get angry, like, okay, well, that rule is
Yeah,
silly,
that's true.
or, you know what I mean? It's the same kind of, you can apply the same standard, right? Like, we want to see a game that, nothing about Big Brother is fair, obviously, inherently, but you want to see something where, at least effort is rewarded and not always immediately undermined. Because if you condition your players that effort and reward can be circumvented immediately, then you completely change the way that everybody is going to approach these competitions. And I think that's like, as a show that has become dependent on these competitions, you're not really putting the players in the right headspace if they're always trying to look at, well, what might happen after. And I think that's just a bad way to keep everyone active. Like, I think you build, like, the social part of the game should influence why the competitions are important, and it's become the opposite. I think the
Yeah.
competitions then create the social. Like, I don't know, I'm a little sick of watching the show and it just constantly being about, like, well, I need to win this competition because, and I need to win that competition because, and like this alliance and that alliance and blah 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 blah. And it's like, you really don't know anything about the people. You just know about what alliances they are or
I
are
feel
not
like
in.
so much of this comes from the people in the diary room, just like the terms thrown under the bus.
Yeah.
Blood on my hands.
Right. Yeah.
It's like you have these new people that never watched the fucking show before and like so could give a shit that they don't even go and watch the show before they actually go on the show, and have never heard these terms before. And they're like force fed this shit in the
Right.
diary room. So they start regurgitating this crap
Yeah.
too.
It just makes
School of
everything
lies.
be homogenized. Yeah. Yeah. You're never going to get a school of lies again.
Like, you'll never know what school of lies means.
Yeah.
But
well,
yeah,
that
it's
was,
like-
but that was something too. And that's something that like, that's something that old school Big Brother was, that I appreciated as opposed to new school Big Brother. You have a power like that. Everyone had a
Has a
fair
chance.
chance at it.
Yep.
Every
Right.
single person had a fair chance at it. And then with Big Brother, which one was
11.
Yeah,
Jeff.
it was on 11.
11. Yeah.
With
The America's vote.
coup d'etat, vote for who you want to get the power that changed the game. When CBS had a popularity poll on their website at that time, not like you needed one, but it was like, it was bars that went up, and it was like, oh, Lydia, oh, Natalie, oh, Mr. Spectacular, oh, this one, oh, Jordan, and then you get to Jeff, it's fucking like 10 times, like at least 10 times over anyone else. So they put that out there. They know goddamn well who everyone's going to vote for. Like, they just fucking gave it to Jeff. Like, what, come on, man. Seriously. And then they started right after Big Brother 12 with Pandora's Box, where they wouldn't let the person say no. I've talked to Rachel, she's been on here and talked about how they kept her up there for hours and hours where she was refusing. And finally, after like 4 or 5 hours, she gave in.
Right.
And
Portia
said-
too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Portia said that too.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
Cause like, there's a lot of people that have said like, oh, if I get Pandora's box, I'm not gonna use it. And then like, they end up using it in the episode anyway, because
Right.
it's like, they keep them in there, right?
Yeah,
And they're just like,
it's, you know what it's like? It's like wanting to quit. You go in there, you go in the diary room, you want to quit, and they're like, you know, if you quit, we're gonna have to charge you for, you're not gonna get your
Yeah.
stipend. We're gonna have to charge you for the hotels that you stayed in. We're gonna charge you for lodging in the Big Brother house. We're gonna have to charge you for all the food, not just that you had in your per diem in the hotel, but all the food that you've eaten here too. We're also gonna charge you for the plane tickets, not just to get here, but to get you home, and the limo from the airport, the town car, whatever, to get you here to the studio, to the hotel, and then again from the hotel to the studio. All of that is it's in your contract that you sign. And you have someone like Sam that's literally having a mental breakdown that lives in a fucking trailer in her
that
mom's
should have went
backyard.
home.
So anyhow, all right, moving along. We have America crying over Corey, like. Corey must have like a fucking Keith-sized dong. That's all I can think of for her to be so upset. Could you imagine being so upset like over Corey? Like,
Yeah.
holy Toledo, what the hell is going on?
We've talked about it. He's definitely batted. He got someone out of his league. We've openly talked about it. Good for him, man.
Love works in mysterious ways in the Big
Oh,
Brother.
Crystal Joy is in the chat right now saying weaponize, which is another
Oh yeah,
diary room
Alyssa.
term.
Alyssa.
Yeah,
Yeah,
The most
Alyssa. 15.
unbelievable. Yeah. It's like all of a sudden people coming out of the diary room and it's like, I know what's gonna evict Alyssa, but I think it's better if I like weaponize her, get her on my side. And there's like 5 people, one after the other, after the other, after the other, saying it on the feeds in the diary room. And I was just like, fuck off.
Right.
Good job, Crystal. Forgot about that.
Okay, I have a question for everyone. Give me a show of hands. Do you prefer Bowie with the hat or with the 5-year-old little girl hairdo? Hat? Anyone? 5-year-old hairdo? You
Yeah,
can't say that.
hairdo.
Okay,
I'll go- I'll
I'll
go-
have to roll with
I'll do
it.
hairdo. I'll go hairdo.
I'd rather her just shave it all off, but whatever.
She reminds me of like something about Mary with the cum shot and her fucking hair sticking
Yeah.
straight out.
Something about Mary. Yeah.
That's all I could think of sometimes when I see her.
I hope she wins. It'd be hilarious. I hope
Yeah,
Jag goes in the
I
double.
keep saying the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is Bowie, I feel is the winner this season deserves.
Yeah,
Like, really.
I think she'd be a hilarious winner for the show. I think look, it's basically Jag season to lose essentially at this point. yeah, she's a dud, but like when she is on the show, she's very likable. But she just wasn't on the show so much for a while. And
I don't know, mate. I gotta throw a shrimp on the bobby and fucking smack my.
I did a DR count on Sunday, and she had what it seemed to be more DRs in that episode than she did in her entire week of HOA
not
train.
surprising,
Like, I was just like, how are you getting so many like DR segments?
Because
in-
there's nobody left. They gotta fucking show her. Like, there's nobody left. They can't keep showing Suri over and over and over.
No.
Everybody's sick of that goddamn gray robe. I think even production has told her to stop wearing it. I noticed in this episode, she's like, she only had it on for like half of her diary rooms instead of all of them. Matt,
Hmm.
Can we just call him Fat? Yeah, he's gained at least like 25 or 30 pounds. He's been in there.
he's a big guy. I'm sure he fluctuates.
He's gone from an Olympic swimmer to a floaty in the pool. That's all
I'm sure
saying.
he'll get back to swim shape pretty quickly.
Matt was getting all pissed off because America messed up his little shrine to Riley, who was gone week 2.
Yeah,
She
something
was the
like
second
that.
eviction. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, it was
Third person to leave, but second eviction.
okay.
Because
Oh
Luke
yeah,
got kicked.
we had the
Luke. Yeah.
Luke,
Luke got booted.
Luke, I'm not your father. What's I gonna say? America had a little something for Corey. It was like his hat or like I don't know. She's not like Gina Marie wearing Nick's. Remember
Yeah.
that whole fucking thing was
Yeah.
Oh
so
my
weird.
God.
And like
Hilarious.
he like the whole thing was with Vagina Marie, like Nick was just nice to her. He didn't give her any inkling at all that he like liked her that way. And did it turn out that he's gay anyhow?
No, he's married with a kid now.
He is?
Yeah.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah,
I
he's been
saw-
with her for quite a while. I mean, I stayed with them when one or two times that I was in LA, and yeah, she's really nice. They've been together quite a while.
Oh,
He still
that's
does the
funny.
science videos on YouTube?
I
Dude,
think
was
so.
the he was the host of a cable network thing. You know, they have those competitions for everything now, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
And they had one for blowing glass, and it was
Yeah,
like
it was on
Netflix. Yeah, and I was like, oh, let me check that out. And I'm like, oh, that motherfucker, Nick, you are god damn it.
Yeah, he
And
does
I
a lot
watched
of
it,
stuff.
and I'm like, you know what? He wasn't bad. He wasn't.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah, I've always gotten along really well.
I
with
liked him better on that than Big Brother.
Yeah.
So, and then like he was on science stuff. He just makes a bunch of like stuff go everywhere.
Yeah, explosion stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, like wasn't he on America's Got Talent or something?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, one of those things. Anyhow, that whole little shrine thing was just fucking weird. And Matt's like, yeah, I'm gonna get her back for messing
no.
up my shrine to Riley.
What was in his shrine?
don't
I
know,
heard something about a
fucking knows.
Q-tip or some shit. I'm not
Oh,
sure.
What, did she
Gross.
clean her fucking ears with it and he's like worshiping it now?
Yeah, I don't
Oh,
know.
I have her DNA.
Oh,
He's like, I'm not
gross.
laughing at America's jokes anymore. I'm going to get her back for what she did. I'm gonna mess up Corey's shrine.
It
He's
is
got-
weird. No, like
I'm
in
not
there, though,
laughing at her jokes anymore. No.
Yeah. Yeah, he
I've
got
never
real bent out of shape.
You're so bad.
I've never understood this whole like shrine thing. I get it. You miss like your alliance member or the person you're closest to in the house, but you don't need to make a shrine for them like they're dead. They're not dead. I just
Yeah,
don't
that's
it
so
can
weird.
feel like that though. Like I mean, you get
I guess
really
it's a different-
you get unusually
Wait,
close to
dude,
people.
I used to, I wouldn't even say goodbye to most people. Like
Yeah.
when,
Oh,
like
you're a
really,
different
like when they're
person.
leaving and everybody's like goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Me, I'm running to the bedroom because they wouldn't let me have my pack of cigarettes in my shirt pocket.
Right.
And if I put them in my pants, I'd squash them. So but they wouldn't let me have them in my shirt pocket during the live eviction because the top, you would see Marlboro.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And
yeah.
like they didn't want
Oh,
it on
yeah.
the show. So like as soon as they break for commercial, I'm like, fuck that. I'm running into the bedroom,
Right.
grabbing my cigarettes. I'm like over to the back door. And as soon as it's open, I'm like,
Right.
take as many fucking hits as I can. And then I run out there and I'm ready to like do my whatever the competition was. Then fuck those people that are, they're not dead. They'll be there when you get out. Go cry somewhere else. I just
It's
find
like
it-
it's the shrine
so
thing, I
weird,
think,
man.
though. Like making a shrine as if they're like
the
dead.
Vagina
It's-
Marie thing with she had Nick's hat and she had a shirt too, didn't she?
Yes, a shirt or a hoodie or something.
Yeah, it was like really, it was so weird. The chick was so fucking weird. Was there was somebody else like that too, right? Oh, was it Caleb and Amber?
Oh, brother.
Oh,
Did
yeah,
Caleb have a
Caleb was
shrine
the-
of Amber after she left?
Okay, yeah, I think so. No, he didn't wear something of hers like on his arm, or it was like he did something like stalker crazy ridiculous. I'm getting a restraining order type thing.
Peter, you wouldn't like that when Alec left, did you? You didn't build a shrine or anything, did you?
I didn't build a shrine, but what I did do was I remember because I had to I think I had to return his microphone to the store or to like the pantry or whatever, or something like, or his microphone was left in the pantry, and I like, because they're all labeled with our names or whatever, so I took his name off of it and I put it with mine on my mic pack or whatever. Only lasted a week, but I was like, that was my little homage to him. So like for that week, both of our names are on my mic pack. So like it is nice to keep the idea of people around a little bit, especially if you're so close to them like that.
Right. Because I remember Liza giving her like her hair tie to you when she got evicted.
Yeah,
correct?
exactly.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. That
I
was
forgot about that. I forgot
Yeah,
about
so-
that.
So basically that was I fidget a lot, and basically like whether it's like a pen or a piece of plastic or like whatever it is, straws, like those kind of things, like I usually have to like have something like that just to be like playing with or whatever. And elastics are, you know, they're very versatile or whatever. And
And they didn't have fidget spinners back then.
yeah, exactly.
That's
like
what
that,
it is.
it's an easy
Or one of those
thing
little
to-
things that you squeeze and the eyeballs pop out,
right,
you know?
Oh,
exactly.
yeah.
So it was an easy thing to like manipulate a lot, and then it somehow became emblematic of our like affection for one another. But it was like it
You
started
need to wiggle
essentially-
your cord, your microphone, just like kind of, it's still there, but it's super, super quiet. And I can't
Hello?
talk
Yeah,
to you,
good, better.
you
Yeah.
know?
No?
He sounds fine. I can hear Peter.
I
fine.
can hear him
There,
fine.
there.
Better? Yes, this is
Yes,
good.
yes.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, it started out as just like I need something to like satisfy my ADHD, and then it somehow turned into like the symbol of our no man's. But
And
but
then
yeah,
the
like, I mean-
finale, when they shared a hotel room, he came out with it on his dick.
yeah,
Hey,
exactly.
baby.
Special live feeds.
Hey, I get it. As a fellow person who can't sit still, I definitely get that. I definitely understand the urge to always be moving or have something in your
Yeah.
hands to.
And I'm married to
Yeah.
somebody like that. He's always moving around. He's always doing
Right.
something.
That's
so.
that's the same guy that hates you, Peter.
Yeah. Now we have something in common.
I'll let him know.
I don't know about any of you guys, but me personally, I always have a chicken wing and an Oreo
Yeah.
in my pocket.
Oh God.
Just
Oh
in
yeah,
case
all the
of
time.
conversations that make me hungry.
I
Yeah.
thought that was actually pretty funny. That was a good segment.
Your microphone's fucking around again, Peter.
Still, I'm not touching it.
I can hear. I think me and Steph can hear him
yeah.
fine.
Really?
I don't know.
Wait.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it's mine. Maybe it's my
I don't know.
headphones. Please, this is my last good pair of these headphones.
Nah.
Uh,
It was like, okay, I don't think I can ever remember any segment in which somebody was hiding food on their person. Like it kind of felt like it should be a Survivor segment, not a Big Brother segment. But like,
it
I don't
feels
know.
like
it's pretty funny.
was she on slop or something? Like, what the fuck
No.
is going on? Is this Jackson going into the shower?
Right.
Hold on, I got 5 chicken wings. I got some salami. I got some Oreos. Oh, hold on a second. I got a meat log back here somewhere for you.
I'm confused. Do they not have nots anymore for this season?
I haven't
'Cause,
heard
like-
anything
Oh,
about it.
I don't think
Yeah.
they're in a couple
But
weeks.
hold on, before we leave this, I want to let everyone know that they've been locked down for like 3/4 of the season inside. So she's literally no more than like 30 steps away from the motherfucking refrigerator at any
Yeah.
given time.
Well, her excuse is these people eat everything. The young people eat everything.
There's only 7 of them left.
I know.
There's
Someone
more,
in the-
at this point in the house, there's more than enough food for everyone.
She just doesn't
need
want to
be-
move to get her food.
She doesn't need to be hiding chicken wings in her pocket. It was like when I worked at the Ritz-Carlton as a waiter, those demi-tasse spoons, the little tiny spoons for espresso, those were like fucking gold because every goddamn customer would steal them. So whenever you saw one, you put it in your tuxedo pocket. So every waiter and every waitress was carrying around probably 5 demi-tasse spoons because you had to have one if you got an espresso order. So, you put one in the middle of the restaurant and say go, and you'd have 10 waiters jumping on each other to fucking get to the bottom of the pile and get the demi-tasse spoon.
Regina in the chat said ants probably live in Felicia's robe.
They're everywhere else.
That would make
Oh.
sense.
How about Matt's comment? Jag might be tired of carrying me all through the game. I'm like, especially with the extra 25 pounds. But I'm bummed.
I mean, yeah, that alliance is definitely Jag and Matt. It's
But the thing
very
is, it's like,
obviously in that
isn't-
order.
Jag
Isn't-
featuring Matt.
Isn't Matt ready to turn on Jag now? Since Jag wants to like turn on Sari.
I haven't heard anything.
I
don't
read
think
something just the
so.
other day. No,
It'd be an interesting development for sure. Like, I mean, at this point,
at this point,
Every-
something happened.
right?
Anything.
The only thing I've heard of is Felicia's ready to turn on Cerise. She doesn't want her in the, she doesn't want her anywhere close to like Final Four
You know
anymore
what?
at all.
You know what I find really, really weird is Sari, like Felicia shit talks Sari behind her back to other people. Like
Yeah.
she threw her under the bus to who? To Matt. And then you have Sari that like shit talks Felicia in the diary room. Like both of them shit talk each other behind their back.
Yeah.
In the diary room, and like she like talks down about her. Like Sari acts like she's masterminding this season, which I find.
Yeah.
You got that too? Like that
Yeah.
whole the diary room, and like she just acts like she's running the season, and Felicia's just like she's just kind of there. To me, like correct me if I'm wrong, I don't see very much difference in either one of their games at all.
No, not since Jarrett left. No, not between
They
the two.
sit in
No.
gray robes and stuff food in their robes and sleep.
Like everyone in there should be thinking, who can I beat? And
It's
what rationale am I going to-
$750,000. Peter, to give you some idea of the value of the United States money, okay, your prize is like 70,000 in US dollars.
roughly, yeah, something like that.
Okay, so this is like more than 10
Yeah.
times that.
It's
And these
insane, yeah.
motherfuckers are just like,
Yeah. Yeah.
give me another chicken wing.
Yeah. It's pretty
I
wild.
don't know what the fuck's going on here. I'm just like, oh, go fuck yourself.
Has Red come back into the house
I
somehow?
know, yeah. Listen, at least Red was trying to play.
Well, was he?
Well,
Yeah, to a certain extent.
So was Heisem. So was
Hyman.
Riley.
Yeah, Justice
Hyman was,
Christ.
hey, listen, Hyman was playing the game.
Hey, he was
Yeah.
trying. Yeah,
He
yeah.
was
it was
fucking-
him and Riley.
This is
Got rid
why,
of
like,
every good
why would
person
you,
first.
why would you get rid of him when he's the only person in your alliance that can win fucking competitions?
That's
You
been their-
fucking dummy.
That's been their biggest mistake, was getting rid of him.
Yeah.
And
Like,
I hate to say it, but even Cameron, even though he did come back, he was at least more enjoyable and wanted to play the game
Oh, I loved
instead of
Cameron. He
just
was great.
like sitting around twiddling his thumbs
Anybody
and
that
doing
goes
nothing.
against the grain, I'm like,
yeah.
for that.
But like, I mean, literally, Jag has occupied the whoever makes the move against him. Like, everyone has short-term memory, and especially once you get to the last few weeks, it's really just like who does the biggest move within that very limited time frame. Like that, often that's what it'll come down to, or that's the argument that. Or that'll be the argument that, the finalists will lead with, especially obviously if they had made the move. So Jag has to be on literally everybody, even Matt has to be Jag has to be everyone's number one target. But even Sari, Felicia, Bowie, Blue, America, everybody in there, they have to be looking at the group and being like, well, who can I make the most convincing case against to the jurors that I'm going to win $750,000, and you start to kind of play a game where it's like me
And
versus this person,
every
that
single
this
person
that
goes,
person.
I can beat Bowie Jane, but I got to
Yeah.
bring her to the end.
Yes.
I could beat Felicia. I got to bring her to the end.
I could beat
and
Sari. I could beat her
these
at
two
the
guys
end.
have to be saying that they could beat Sari. I don't understand at this point in the game why you still have Matt like all fanboying out. My mom's gonna love this. She loves you on Survivor. Motherfucker, you're down to the final 6. Shut the fuck up already. You've been in there like
Yep.
what, 2.5 months with her? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
But they've had a close relationship for a while. He told her about when he won the power. She was like
Right.
the only one he told at the time.
I don't care. It's $750,000.
Oh, I understand. I hear
If
you.
you're gonna win, you gotta fucking cut all these motherfuckers. No matter how much you're fangirling over Sari or anybody else, they gotta go. If you're gonna win, they gotta go. Does he not like?
I'm not
see this?
disagreeing with you.
No, I know. I'm
Yeah.
just.
Yeah.
I have a lot of energy. That's all.
I might be the minority here, but like personally speaking, if I was to ever play the game, it wouldn't matter if I was a lone wolf, had an alliance, whatever the case may be. If I'm in the final 2, I want to sit next to somebody who's just as deserving to win that money as I am. So like if I don't win it, I want to be happy that they won it because they deserve
Okay,
it.
Cody.
It's a
no,
great
I'm not-
perspective to have
Okay, Cody.
out here.
not this perspective of Cody, but like, it's just like, if
Listen,
I played with a bunch
You
of people.
listen, you take Victoria. You don't take Derek.
Right.
Okay? That's it. Listen, that's all I'm gonna say. It was different with me because it was my daughter,
Yes.
right?
Right.
Yeah, you take because if you are in a position
You don't know what the jury's gonna do.
I have no idea.
Listen,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
voted for Nicole, Princess Tuggy, because she was a fucking woman and had a vagina.
Right.
Yeah.
That is why the deciding vote, Devon's deciding vote was because she was a woman. That's why she won over Paul, even though Paul's game was way superior to hers in every way, shape, and form.
Yeah.
I mean, look at
So
John
you
Party in
just
season 2
don't
of
know.
Canada. He cut Netta. He
Right.
cut his closest ally and took Sabrina.
Look at
Yeah.
Drew and Diane. He knew he
Yeah.
was going to lose if he took Diane. They were in a showman's like almost the whole season, but you play to win the game. That's what this is all about. This isn't like, but my love is worth more than $750,000.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean,
The level
I
is
guess,
coming after.
like, if I was in a showman's at all in the show though, and my showman's wasn't deserving at all to win, I'd be like, okay, bye. Like, I'm voting you out because I'd rather be with somebody that's just as deserving. But it's like, at the same time, I understand where you're coming from with the whole,
you'd probably be in
you don't
divorce
know what
court.
the jury's gonna
Your
do.
husband wouldn't be very happy with you.
Yeah.
Well, obviously not anymore. And as far as I'm concerned, I got blacklisted from Big Brother Canada anyway for telling them, don't call me if there's no live feeds.
Hey, listen, doesn't everybody like say that about that show?
Oh man.
All right. Sari says something like, I'm willing to lay my life in the game on the line to get Jag out. I'm sitting here going, please show me the risk.
Right.
Show me the risk you're willing to
Yeah.
take. Talk means fucking nothing. You've never risked anything so far this season. You were set up with an alliance, including your son, that was a secret to everyone going in the game. You had fucking Izzy. Like, have you ever seen anyone love a stranger like this person?
No.
She's like fucking Kathy Bates in Misery.
Yeah.
I'm your number one fan.
I feel like
Standing
Izzy's
over the
gonna
bed
become
with her
the
with a
biggest
sledgehammer.
stalker.
Yeah, exactly. But we're gonna have to hobble you.
I feel like Izzy's gonna be the biggest stalker to Sari after like the season's completely.
Well, her
done
and
over
Jared have
with.
supposedly been hanging out outside the house. So
Oh boy.
So nice.
Have they been fucking?
There's
Little
a
incest going
non-zero
on?
chance of that happening. Look, if Sari, in this double that's coming up, if Sari gets rid of Jag, which is not impossible in a Q&A or a roll the ball.
Listen,
type,
Peter, when she was saying all of that, the only thing I could think of is this. Do you, and this is to you guys and to you guys in the chat, pay attention in the chat.
all
Do
60
you
of them.
guys, yeah, do you think there's any possibility of Sari pulling an Ica with somebody else winning HOH? Because she's not going to win. Somebody else winning HOH, and she's like, you have to put up Netta. In this case, it'd be, you'll have to put up Jag. Like basically forcing their hand in order to do it. Because Ica gets credit for that eviction, even though it was Cindy's HOH.
Right.
Even
Yes.
though after the
Yeah.
fact, Cindy wants to take credit for it and said, she did it, but she did.
Yeah,
And Ica
right.
was the one, she fucking twisted your arm. I thought
Definitely.
she was gonna cry when she was putting Netta on the
Yeah.
block. But
Yeah.
it was one of the greatest moves in Big Brother Canada history. And it was because Ica fucking really twisted her arm to do it.
Mhm.
Do you see Sari doing something like this in order to get Jag out of here?
No,
She's gonna stay quiet.
no.
Well, she would have a lot of options actually. And the funny thing is like, look, if Blue goes, say, and America is in a position to do that, of course America's going to do that. Like she's
But she
already
wouldn't have-
planning on
Okay,
doing
Peter,
it.
yeah,
But, like,
America.
Go ahead.
I was going to say she wouldn't have to twist America's arm to do that. America's already aiming to do that.
Exactly, but Sari doesn't
Yeah.
know that. So Sari can still, like,
That's true.
what I'm saying is kind of like she'd be preaching to the choir.
But there's
kind of.
only 6 other people in the house. How do you not know that somebody else feels the same way that you do? Like, no,
Yeah.
I'm being dead
Good
fucking
question.
serious.
Yeah.
If you're like this good player,
Yeah.
you should have an idea of what the fuck everybody is when there's only 6 other people in the house.
Right.
What really 5 other people, because Blue's gonna go home. So there's only 5 people that like really matter in the house after this, and you're going into a double. And like you were in there for your double, right, Peter?
Both of them, yeah.
He won a
Okay, so-
veto in his double. He won a veto in the double.
I see. I remember all that
There
shit.
you go.
But the thing is like I know this about you, Peter. You sat there and were like crazy, going over and over and over scenarios of what
Yeah.
if this person wins, who would they
Yep.
put up? What if this person wins, who would they put up? What if that person wins? What, and then you do this. What do you do in
Right.
these situations? Like that's all you have. So much fucking time. That's
Yeah,
all
yeah.
you have time to do. Like these people are just like, yeah, let me have another chicken wing.
Yeah.
They're just not strategists. They don't strategize. They don't think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps ahead.
How do you not know that this is what someone else is dying to do and you are dying to do this too? So
And
like the plan should be like, if I'm not going to win, I'm going to throw it to you. So you win it and you can do it. Because Sari doesn't want to do anything on her own anyway. So this would be
Yeah.
perfect for her.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not seeing like,
And what
I
Steph
know
was
it-
saying with the strategy stuff, this is a cast of the second you tell somebody something, oh, I'm going to tell everybody, that what
everybody
you
knows.
just said.
Yeah.
Which is
Everybody
They're-
knows everybody's secrets. There's no secrets in this cast. Everybody knows what everybody's doing most of the time.
I know it's an overused type of saying to use, but they're playing checkers. They're not playing chess. Like that's all they're doing, and they're trying to sing kumbaya, and it's boring to watch.
Well, when so much of the game is focused on just who wins this week or who wins this power and who wins that power, all of the conversation and all of the thought is going to be based around that. Instead of it being this manipulative social game, it just sort of becomes, well, who's in power, who's not in power. And that's much less interesting. And it kind of forces you to think less, because even though, yeah, you might be going through those options if A person or B or C or D wins, like who are they likely to nominate and who's likely to go home and yada, yada, yada. You might think through those things. But if you're always just kind of waiting for the next comp, you're much less, your thought within the game is much less occupied on observing who's talking to who, when, and why, and that kind of stuff, which should be the fundamental essence of the game. But it does really feel like most of them are just waiting around to either get evicted or whatever, which is not the most engaging
and then they're
thing to
like,
see.
oh, I just wanted one more week. It's like,
Right,
fuck
exactly.
you. You've
Yeah,
been in there
yeah.
you've been in there like 2.5 months and haven't done anything.
Yeah.
Right.
I want you to guess. I'm going to do a diary room and I want you to guess who I am. Okay, ready? Hey, girl, and you know what? Hubba hubba girl, and girl, just really, I don't know, girl, hey, girl, it just, girl, I'm gonna do it, girl, hubba hubba girl.
Wow, that's the best Matt impression I've ever heard. That's so
I
good.
I just can't fucking take Blue, man. She's just like, she's
Like
so
I said
annoying.
before, she's the kind of female I would not
Girl!
be friends with. I would be like, you're too prissy for me. Bye.
Thank God.
Like, she might be annoying or whatever, but at least she's distinct. Like I would rather take a Blue who at least is trying to be a personality, or at least like is playing their personality up and showing some signs of life than
Her
somebody who
diary
just,
rooms are her TikTok videos.
yeah, well, she's what, like 20, you know what I mean? Like that's
she's a
the
TikTok
generation, so obviously that makes sense. Like
So stop casting off of TikTok. I fucking hate her. I hope she dies in a fire.
well, I mean, there might be a generational disconnect. What are you, Gen X maybe?
Well, we're not going into that.
Okay, but anyway,
The competition, going back at the competition, I want to remind everyone, I don't know how my note got way down here. But that timed individual competition, that they didn't show times for everyone that Stefanie was complaining about. I want to just remind everyone that America did worse than Bowie. Okay?
Bowie.
Bowie
Yeah.
came in
Fourth
third.
or
She
worse.
did worse
Yeah.
than Bowie, and Bowie
Yeah.
does terrible in everything, except for
But
the.
how much are we actually trusting those times?
No, this is true.
I mean,
Like,
ultimately, you just got to go with what they give you. Like, I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
you could, you could
I would love,
speculate, but
I would love to see a raw, uncut entirety of a actual competition with a
I thought you were
stopwatch
gonna
in
say-
the backyard.
I thought you were gonna say
Like,
raw, unedited sex scene between Jag and Matt or
No,
something.
but like, there's no
Huh.
cutouts, there's no swapping cameras, nothing like that. You just get the stopwatch and you get like the camera and you can watch both and see exactly how long their times actually are. Because
Yeah,
Like,
but they
like
did that-
OTT.
Yeah.
We remember that they did the live kayaking and the time went backwards on live TV. The stopwatch, they had a fucking clock in a corner
I
and the
guess.
time
Yeah.
went backwards. And
Yeah.
and somebody gave me the recording and I played it over and over and over just to show how production just manipulates everything,
Oh,
even on the
wow.
live show. So yeah. Will Saripo and Ika, that was like, no, I didn't think so either, but I had to throw it out there. Jag is like, I'll flip it out because of what Felicia told him about Sari. Listen, I'd like to see Sari gone. I don't want to see Jag win just because he's been evicted already. I'm just
Right.
like, but I don't want to, I don't want to see Suri in the end because she's going to end, the producers want her to get it. Then they'll have like something like 3 black winners in a row or something.
I think Sri would
Yeah,
have,
Xavier Taylor.
And then,
Yeah.
so,
I mean, who do you think Suri beats? And what is her
I think with the
winning argument?
Listen, I don't think there even needs to be an argument with this fucking cast.
They're all
I swear to
lovers.
God, yeah, it's they put all Sari fans in there. It's like when Boston Rob versus Russell,
Right,
and they
for
put
sure,
everyone
yeah.
that loved Boston Rob in there,
Right.
and every single person on that cast hated Russell Hans's guts. Everyone in this cast loves Sari. They put fucking Corey in there. His brother was on Survivor. They
Right.
put her
Yeah.
son, like her son's not in the jury, but Izzy, like she fucking like plays with their fucking thinking about Suri.
That would be like, I mean, that'd be pretty wild if because Suri, like I love Suri too, and I think she's a great person, but like I don't think she's a good, even a good Big Brother player.
No,
And like with all due respect, like I mean, I don't really.
You're not alone in that opinion.
But if she wins, which is certainly possible, like I think it would be
Matt would vote for her if Matt was
Over Jag, over
Yeah.
Jag.
Yeah.
If it's her and Jag, he would vote
Felicia
for
would
her.
vote
Oh,
over Jag.
yeah.
for her. I'm sure Corey would vote. Like, yeah, she would
I
have a
don't
lot of
know.
votes based on name recognition alone. She could win the season, and then so that's like,
Well, not just that, but you got to remember how production manipulates everyone too, and all
Right.
the bullshit that they pulled. They're like, I don't know who they're going to have to moderate the roundtable, if they're going to have anyone, or the
Probably Dr.
producers
Will.
the producers who just come over. Dr. Will hasn't done anything with Big Brother since the whole Boogie thing went down.
I thought he moderated last year.
he was on.
Or am I wrong?
He
Last
did
year?
something on the All Stars.
I could be wrong. I don't remember. I'm
No, what he did with the All-Stars was he was up on the catwalk.
Yeah, but he was
I'm
involved.
waking up.
Yeah.
Oh, I have
Yeah.
my coffee and
And he was
Yeah.
living there for like the week or whatever.
yeah. But that was the last thing that he's done with Big Brother. I
so,
think it was
yeah.
like got really weird after the whole Boogie thing went down with the restraining orders. and all.
Regardless, though, your point remains. It's easy for production to.
Yeah, it's like
lean
they
on
just put
or
somebody in
suggest.
there and all that. And this cast is so stupid and so easily, so malleable and so easily influenced that all they have to do is just like, remember Sri did this, remember Sri did
Right.
that, and did it. And she had everything going against her, and like,
Right.
against all odds, she was known, and she
Sure.
should have been the number one target and out
All of
first.
her allies went. She was
Yeah, she
alone.
was there by herself. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then
Dick, I have
especially
a-
if she gets rid of Jag, I mean, that's what, that's kind of what I was saying before is like, there's 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks left, whatever. You do one big move and then you just ride that
And it's
out.
because nobody
Yeah.
else left in the cast has done anything. Like, and
Right.
I'm
Dick, I
not-
do
like-
have a
like,
question
I'm not
for
talking
you.
shit. I'm being dead fucking serious. It's like, Corey got rid of her son. What's his fucking name? Jared.
Jared, yeah.
Who was the one that got rid of Cameron? Was that Corey too?
Who? That was Bowie Jane.
Jag?
But yeah,
That was Bowie Jane's HOH.
Oh, no, you're right.
Did she
Bojangles.
get
Yeah.
rid of him though?
no.
Well, I mean, they talked her
Oh.
into, it was on her HOH, but everybody.
Wasn't
talked
it
her in.
Jag and Matt talked her into that?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty
Yes,
much.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
Wasn't her. I'm not giving her.
I mean, the
credit for
show
that.
has definitely.
That was like
become the
fucking
Jag and
Cindy
Matt.
said.
I was just
situation.
trying to remember the HOH in which he left, and that was
Yeah.
like the first name that came up.
Dick, I have
Yeah,
a
it's-
question for you.
But it's not
If-
Jag and Matt. It just because they hang out and they're in alliance together. Jag, even Matt said he's been carrying me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jag's doing everything. Matt
Yeah.
isn't doing shit. Sorry, go ahead, Stephanie.
If you were asked to do the jury roundtable this season, what would you tell everybody?
Oh, they would never ask me.
They
number
would- they would
one.
not let him
No,
do
but
it.
like
Yeah.
if they did, what would
This
you
would
end
be
up
like
saying?
this would be like when they had me come in for the I think it was towards the end of the season on Big Brother 12 when there was Jordan,
11.
11,
BB11,
Jordan,
yeah.
Natalie, and who the fuck? Kevin.
Kevin.
Jordan, Natalie, and Kevin. And they're like, they do the pre-questions. And they take me outside with one of the lower producers. He's like, so Dick, what do you think about this final three? And I'm like, the worst final three in the
Yeah.
history of the show. You can't say that. I'm like, if Julie asked me that, that's my answer. So you better not have her ask
Right.
me that question. But this is like, that would like, okay, you're all sitting there. You haven't done shit. That's why you're sitting there. The other two that aren't sitting there, they haven't done shit either. So I guess you're just gonna vote for your friends. What the fuck am I even doing here?
Yeah.
That's what's gonna happen. They're gonna vote for who they're best friends with.
And honestly,
Kevin-
that's what happens most of the time. Like the majority of jurors vote for the person that they were emotionally closer to in the game. Yes, there is the odd exception here and there, but if you look back through all the juries in the United States and all the juries in Canada, basically to a person, every juror, regardless of strategic merit or competition dominance or whatever, they tend to vote for the person that they like more. That's how it works for whatever reason. Yeah, I'm sure there's people here and there that
Topaz.
voted against the grain, sometimes accidentally. But for the most part, that's what it comes down to. You look at two people and you think, well, which of these two people do I like more and would rather see them have the money? And it's something that people don't appreciate or take into consideration because you'd like to think that it's more complicated than that or more complex, or that you can build a resume to convince whatever. But if you're doing all of this work and doing all this manipulation on one side of the house, if Dick's doing playing this amazing game, under the radar, and I'm on the opposite end of that, and I've got my alliance, and we're the victims of Dick's brilliance. But I think he's a bad player. I'm not going to vote for him. Like, I'm going to vote for if my buddy's in the finals, I'm going to vote for him because I got to see how he played. Like, I get to see how my friend played. I didn't get to see how Dick played. So I have no context for it. And trying to convince somebody that you played a mastermind game in 5 minutes of Q&A is really hard. We've seen people struggle with it. Like people that have played great under the radar games, manipulative, socially
Godfrey.
adept.
Yep.
Lots of
Godfrey,
people.
who was the other?
Anthony.
There are
Anthony.
lots of
Anthony.
examples.
Yeah, it was
It's
like
a hard
impossible.
game to sell in 5 minutes.
And then you have somebody
like-
that's dumb trying to explain their game, like Tyler. I won this thing like fucking week 2, and I
Right.
didn't even use it. And that's why I should win. It's like everybody's like, what the fuck is he even talking about? Do you have any
I'm
idea?
Some
trying
people
to
are just
remember.
bad at the jury phase of the game, which is like arguably the most important part of the game.
But it is the end game is kind of fucked up, just the way that they have it now too, where it used to be everyone got to ask both people a question.
right.
And like, it's not like that now. You have to group
No.
up, and the three of us are going to ask you this because that's
Yeah,
what
it's
the
so
producers
stupid.
want us to ask you. It is stupid.
I
And
can't
that's where like you
remember-
used to get a lot of drama, whether it be Survivor or Big Brother.
Yeah.
I think especially Survivor, because they would just like sometimes
Yeah.
they'd rip into people.
Yep.
All right, we got like a shit ton of video mailbags.
I can't remember who it was, but somebody from Big Brother Canada, I think, said something along the lines that with jury management, most of the times, like those Q&As don't even change anybody's
don't.
mind anyway.
No.
Your mind's already made
I
up by
probably
the
said
time
No,
you get there.
yeah, it's already made up.
Could have been you or Bruno.
It's
I
already
don't know,
made-
but I
it's
know I
already
heard it
made
on
up
the
from the
podcast.
season. You know,
Yeah.
You already
it's
know
like-
who you're voting for before you show up to the studio that day,
Yeah.
for the most
Yeah.
part. And
Plus, all these
unless,
people are sitting in the jury house talking about it for
Yeah.
months.
yeah,
And if I
That's-
think I remember correctly, I think Bruno and Bobby were pushing so hard for Godfrey that it turned people off.
exactly. Yeah. That's a an underappreciated element too. Like people think that, oh, well, once you lose, and you go to jury and you're there. And like, no, you're conditioned to play. Like it's like it affects your brain. And then so you go to this other location and you're still relatively isolated. You know, there might be the odd, you know, handler or producer that stops by, but you're basically in another Big Brother type house or environment. And then everybody gets to be honest because you've all lost. And so you continue to, especially if your friend is still in there, you vouch for him, you know, you keep playing, trying to manipulate people into voting a particular way. And like you said, it can turn it like someone in the house who has
But
not been evicted.
there's a way to finesse people, and convincing someone to do what you want them to do, it's manipulating people, but manipulate has such a negative connotation and attachment to it. But it's like getting the HOH to nominate who you want, getting
Right.
people to vote out who you want without strong arming or pushing too hard. You have to convince them. Like the best way to do it is to like have a conversation with them and to actually make them think that they came up with the idea.
Right.
Mhm.
And the next best thing is you don't tell people how it's going to benefit you, because nobody gives a fuck about, you know, why should I care how this is going to benefit Peter or Stephanie or John? I want to know how it's going to benefit me. So you always make sure to like make the point of this is how this is going to help your game.
Right.
This is how it's going to benefit. You know, if you do this in return, this is going to happen, and that's good for your game. This is bad for your game.
Yeah, like
that's how
keeping-
you convince people to do things. It's not by
Yeah.
like, you know, the
Like-
one I love to use is Danielle going in when I left Big Brother 13, and she goes into the HOH talking to Jeff Jordan, Rachel, Brendan. It's like, if you guys vote Dominic out, I'm gonna be furious. It's just isn't fair. You know, you each have one person and I should have one too, and blah, 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 blah. And she leaves the HOH, and they all look at each other and it's like, why should we do, how's that, what,
Right.
why are we gonna help you out?
Yeah, all that stuff, all the same stuff that happens in the house happens in jury as well. And like games can be decided regardless of who's a finalist and who has been more successful in the game, you know, before they show up to the studio that day. Like you have to be so convinced. Like you could make the argument that Paul lost twice because of his lack of jury management, you know, like if they're all leaving and not liking him, like Davon is a little bit of an exception, but like a lot of other people didn't vote for him as well. He didn't learn that lesson twice. And like, there's a lot of finalists that get there and they try to
I
convey.
think it was more in 19 than 18 though.
I think it's
Yeah.
both, to be honest. Like, I really think he's made the same mistake twice. I mean, there are obviously lots of circumstances around it and stuff, but you know, it's the only time that I can recollect definitively that somebody like actively changed their mind was one of the, I think maybe the first celebrity season. I don't even remember who it was, but one of the guys showed up and asked like a really interesting question, and then said later that he had changed, or maybe even on the show said that he had changed his mind. I'm never going to remember who it was, but like it was obvious that he came to it, thinking one way and had his mind changed. But 9.5 out of 10 jurors, they're
You got to
showing up
remember
and they
that
know.
those celebrity people made their $100,000 just for showing up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's
But
like,
yeah,
I
it's
don't care. I'll make up my mind when I get there.
And I
Right,
do
sure.
think, I do
Quote me
think
when I get
Haley
there.
I think Haley from Big Brother 20 also changed her mind. She actually did vote for Tyler, and I think she did say even though he did talk about like the power and stuff, the rest of his speech she was swayed by, as opposed to what Casey said.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, obviously it can happen. But
It's just very
most of the time it's
rare.
formulaic.
Yeah, it's rare.
It's
Yeah,
probably
very rare.
because she was busy grabbing Fessy's dick in the jury house.
Yeah,
Didn't really have
I would
time
love to see jury.
Didn't have time to work out who
feeds.
she was going to vote for.
Yeah.
All right, we got video mailbags to get to. Let's get to that.
Gonorrhea. Cha-cha-cha.
Hey Dick, it's Jen from Texas.
Oh, okay. I got to be careful with this. Jen from Texas, you already know with the music. So I'm going to have to like mute this when the music starts. And it's like the ambiguously gay guys.
Here's my question for the panel. So after studying the feeds, I finally figured out who Matt and Jag remind me of.
This is great.
It's hilarious.
It's just so good.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No, of course not.
I mean, it's fine if that's who you are.
Absolutely.
I mean, I have many gay friends.
My father's gay.
So my question for tonight, do you think that Matt and Jag will take each other to the final two like Derek and Cody? Or do you think that one of them will make the cut towards the end like Drew and Diane? Thanks for all you do.
Okay, that's a good question. We kind of brought that up, but we didn't really get it directly head on. Who wants to take it?
I think
Peter's ready.
that I think that they are probably
You're
recent.
making a face like the ambiguously gay duo
Yeah.
right there.
They're probably recent Big Brother fans, and they probably are looking to emulate Derek and Cody, if I had to guess. And so I would think from their perspective that they would think it would be some grand win for the both of them to sit in the final two together. So I don't think, and maybe they will, maybe they'll surprise me, but like I don't think that they'll turn on each other. I think they view it as we are getting to the final, and who are we taking as like our skate? They actually kind of have a good
I
strategy.
think the only way Matt wins is if he cuts Jag.
For
I agree.
sure. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel
Matt said it in the episode. Jag is carrying me.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know.
I mean, maybe
feel
his
like-
competitive spirit will take over, and he's slowly realizing this, and maybe he'll make that move. But I think he's too nice of a guy, to be honest.
I feel like the only way that Matt wouldn't take Jag to final two would be if Cerise said it in the final three,
That would be
and he gets to choose. I just think he's got a way too close of a bond with Cerise as well, just from weeks back to now, and then showing the segment from this episode today. It's kind of shows how close they have of a relationship. So I don't know. That's what I think, but I could be wrong.
We have RA in the chat saying, unless Sari miss Matt, mists. I think the only mists Sari is going to be blowing on Matt is out of her ass. Just saying.
It would be interesting. Like, yeah, that'd be compelling if Sari manipulates Matt into evicting Jag. Like, it's not a it's a
Could
fairly
happen.
easy argument to make. If Matt is open.
Of course it is. It's all because it fucking makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, are you playing this to give him the money, or are you playing this to win the game?
Right.
Like this is the question. This is the only question right now. Because if you go with him, you're losing. So what's the point?
Right.
Matt's the
Olympic-
only
You're
one
an
who-
Olympic athlete. Are you
Exactly.
gonna win this? Or are you gonna come in
Yes.
second place? Nobody
Yes.
remembers who came in second place. You know that.
Correct
Right.
me if I'm wrong, but like Matt hasn't touched the block yet either, has he?
Him,
Like, he's
him or
gone the-
Bowie. Him or Bowie.
Yeah, him and Bowie have not touched the block at all.
That's
this
because they're all
season.
afraid of making Bowie cry.
Oh,
Doesn't matter. She's
No,
not
I'm
on the
not lying.
block.
I swear to God.
No, I
Because-
believe you.
They remembered somebody was talking about her and she started crying. It's just like,
uh,
oh, that's when I'm like, remember people, this is like a 45-year-old lawyer. And she's crying because somebody talked about her. Oh,
You're off the
no.
block.
The person
Yeah.
that hasn't done anything. All right. Thank you for your mailbag. Yours are
I
always-
love her mailbags. The visuals,
They're great,
the
man. I like
presentation
them.
is awesome.
Yeah, I like them too. Keep them coming. Except for lose the music.
Halloween is coming, and I hope that Blue goes in the eviction.
I think that spider must have bit Tom. That's why he sent me this email 5 times today.
I think it's trying to get away from him.
Jag goes in the double eviction. I want to release myself into the house and be my black
There's can you hear him talking over himself? He did something fucked up with the audio.
widow.
is that a Black Widow?
Only
Yes.
to maybe get rid of a Surrey, bite her on the ankle. What do you say? You think Bowie Jean?
I feel like I'm going through the haunted house at Disneyland or something.
The not so haunted.
You know,
house?
you have the narrator,
Yeah.
and it's and you have the hitchhiking ghost. Remember not to let them follow you home.
Can win. HOH.
Amazing.
Okay, we got an A for effort there, Tom.
I feel like that was what we hear in Tom's mind. Different voices and animals just crawling through there.
Let me tell you, I don't fuck around with spiders. I've been bit here and haven't even known it. I post pictures, my hand gets all big and red, and it's happened a couple times where I've had to go to the doctor. So I would have been out there with a motherfucking can of Raid, 2 cans of Raid, drown the thing. I don't even care if the Raid kills her.
I'm so arachnophobic.
Was there a question in there, or was that?
No, there's never a question with Tom. He's doing spooky stuff for Halloween.
So my question tonight, do you miss the show doing luxury competition?
Okay, hold on. Game 7, John, good luck. Stefanie, good luck with the cold. Game 7 must be baseball, right?
Yes.
The Phillies are still in it.
Yep.
Are they winning or are they losing?
They're losing in the bottom of the 7, 4-2.
Oh,
Still time.
yeah.
Yeah,
still
we
time.
got
They got,
3 inches.
There's fucking 16 hockey games. What are they calling it?
Opening week or something.
No, they're calling it something ice
Uh,
frenzy or
Oh yeah, freeze frenzy or something
freeze
like
frenzy.
that.
Yeah, something
Yeah.
weird. Every single team is playing today.
Perfect timing for Alberta because we just got 3 inches of freaking snow all through the goddamn province.
Yeah, now you can hit your husband up for all 3 of his inches too. Zing! All right, back to
That was
Eric.
great.
So my question tonight, do you miss the show doing luxury competitions where the house guests got to leave the house for the prize?
Oh, I forgot. Hold on. Jeez. Okay. I forgot about those, to be honest with you. Didn't it start back in Big Brother 4 when June got to go to the MTV Video
Yeah,
Awards?
I think so.
I miss the luxury competitions. I do not miss people being able to leave the house. I think you're in there. That that's the game. That's what makes Big Brother unique, is that you don't get to leave.
When's the last time they left? Was it Big Brother 16 when they went to a football practice or something? Didn't they?
They did do
I
that. Yes, they went
they
to a
did,
Cowboys
yeah.
training camp practice. I think.
Yeah, it was something
Right.
weird like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Regardless, I never like when there's activity outside of the house
Field
like that.
trips.
Yeah, but I do think the luxury competitions and even the food competitions were interesting, and they I don't know, they made them do the competitions were more fun, and they were less about like, I gotta win this because I need the power. Like, I'm just kind of sick of that. I miss competitions that would put kind of like,
That's what I said about the food thing, was like, when you divided the house in half,
yeah,
you're working with people that you
don't
could
like.
be in the opposite alliance, and
Yep.
people that you don't
Yep.
like, but yet you're working for a cause to be able to eat.
Yep.
And then like the Big Brother US had two types of food competitions, where half the house would battle half the house, and half the house would eat, and half the house would be on slop. And then they had the one where you would do different things in the competition in order to earn different types of
Yeah,
food
you've been
for the
basically
week.
filling your kitchen for the week or
Yeah.
whatever. I miss food competitions so much more than luxury competitions. They were just, it was one of those things that would either piss everybody off or it would like make everyone really happy.
But the luxury competitions now, it's nothing, it's always sponsor related. I feel like
Right.
Big Brother Canada, where it's like, oh, you get to watch a movie, and it's just about pushing
Yeah.
their fucking movie, and
Yeah.
the theme of the competition is like Mission Impossible or whatever the fuck it is.
The Exorcist.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's but just whatever it is like the theme of the movie, and then they're like, that movie was so great. I've never seen such a good movie. Oh, you should go and see it. It's fucking great. Oh, have you ever seen such a good movie? I've never seen such a good movie. Yeah, all of that shit. So where it used to be like my season, they brought in like a bunch of fucking shitload of clothes. The guys battled the
Oh, yeah.
women, and the women won. And it was like they got to go in and do like a shopping spree.
Right.
As much clothes as you could put on their body,
I
they got to
remember,
walk out with, and like,
Right.
they're putting shit over the head and over the arm off of one leg, and like
They
at
did that
least-
for quite a few seasons.
yeah, and then they totally stopped it and just never went back to it.
Yeah.
The show would improve like by leaps and bounds if they would just go back and see what like was fun and worked from
Yeah.
older seasons. It's not like they even have to come up with like new groundbreaking things. It's just like go back and like do some of the stuff that you used to do that
Well,
was
like
like
you were-
fun. But
Like you were saying for one of your food comps or whatever, you guys were playing beer pong or whatever constantly in the kitchen or in the house in general, and then they made an entire competition out of it.
yeah, well, the same thing with I was freezing big blocks of ice in the big like chili pot. I was like filling the whole thing up
Yeah.
and sticking it in the freezer, and then you put it in the sink and you run hot water, and it boom, pops out. And we're pushing it with the pool scrubber, and we had the big giant chessboard,
Yeah.
and like the middle 4 was like a 5, and then the squares outside that was 4 and 3 and 2, and off the thing was like no points. And then we would play games and do that kind of stuff. So they also did like a curling competition in the season off of that. So I don't know. It's back in Big Brother 4. This would be the fucking perfect season. They had the big metal trash can in the middle of the yard with a fire going in it. And you could
Yeah.
pick one item of clothing from another house guest that you were sick and tired of seeing all goddamn summer, and you got to burn it. And like Cerise robe would make a fabulous
Nice.
fire,
yeah.
right? Like,
Loose
Who would
curler.
lose curler?
oh,
Bowie's hat.
have you noticed that she hasn't been on her diary rooms or anything with that curler in like
Yeah.
2 weeks now? So they obviously told her something that like people were like, bitching about it or like making fun of her or something. And even Cerise was only in her robe half of the episode instead of the entire episode.
Mhm.
So I'm assuming they like said something to her too. Oh, did we answer his question? Oh, yes, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
moving along. Crystal Joy here.
Crystal.
Hi, Crystal.
Hey, Dick and panelists, Crystal Joy here. What are the characteristics that you take into account when you're deciding if somebody is a good winner of a Big Brother season? I personally feel like a good winner is a player who is well-rounded. So that person won comps when they needed to, threw comps when they needed to, had a great social game and all of that. But let me know what you guys think. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
Well, I don't think anybody here, I know that Peter and me are on the same page with, it's not all about winning comps. My
I'm with
favorite
you.
winner is Dr. Will from season 2. And even like he should have won All-Stars and he didn't win a comp in 2 seasons. And he threw
Social.
all of them.
Yeah.
Social
Kevin
is
from Big Brother Canada
Well-
10 won 1 comp and he won the game.
Yeah.
And he's
With who?
Kevin.
Who?
Kevin
Oh,
Jake.
Kevin. Yeah.
Yeah, Kevin. BB Can 10. He didn't. He won
So
one
it's
competition.
not all
and-
about comps. And listen, with Dr. Will, if you go back and watch season 2,
He
they
was
were
throwing them all.
they were interviewing people during the vote. Do you remember this? Peter, you don't remember this? Big Brother was so new.
No, I don't think
They
so.
had like Dr. Drew. He would interview people after they were evicted. Well, how was it on your mental state? Do you feel like you need to see a therapist or like, you know? And then they had somebody else that's like interviewing the people. And I remember them interviewing Kent. Remember Kent?
Oh yeah.
Kent's
Oh, yeah.
I know you remember Kent. Alec was in love with Kent. There was some
Yeah, we
weird-
talked about Kent a lot.
weird thing with Kent.
Yeah.
He's the first person from Big Brother to die.
Yeah,
Out of
rest in
everybody
Big
that's
Brother
been-
US.
Yeah, what, Big Brother Canada, somebody's died?
No, Nikki passed away though. I thought
That was
I
after.
thought
That was
Ken-
after Ken.
Yeah, that was
Was it after?
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah, it was
thought it
after,
was
sorry.
before.
It was after.
But-
Ken.
So
I guess you could classify Nikki for Big Brother UK and Canada.
Yeah, she was
on
on
both,
Canada.
But
Tim was on Canada. That was, Nikki was sad.
It was very.
But
sad.
I
yeah.
remember them interviewing Kent and he's just like, yeah, I think with that final speech that he blew it. He's gonna lose, blah, 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 blah. Because he was just like, fuck you, this, and you know,
Right.
I don't think he said fuck you, but it's just like, you're there, I'm here, right? Fuck off, and da 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 da. And people are just like, "So are you serious right now? And like everybody thought that he was gonna lose. But he ended up winning. Big Brother 2 was like, it was fun, it was new, it was exciting, it was something different. You've never
also didn't
seen
have a veto.
character like Dr. Will before. Yeah, he didn't have veto. It was just he was on the block like all the time. It was what's his name? Hardy put his ass on the
Yeah.
block how many fucking times? Time after time after time. And he would
Yeah.
make deals with people and would like stay. And then he's like, and Will lied again. Like, how many people that season did you see
Yeah.
in the diary room? Going,
Every
"And
week."
Will lied to me again.
Yeah.
Every
That was
week,
like-
week after week after week.
Go up.
You
It
brought it
was
up on.
hilarious.
Yeah, you brought it up on Sunday's episode. Will would be like, I think I'm the biggest liar in the house.
Yeah.
I think I'm the biggest liar in LA. I actually think I'm the biggest liar in California.
It was,
But
it
like-
was so funny, man.
Even Will, like when you have Dr. Will, even in season 7, like I remember he was on the block and he was just like, just evict me because I'm gonna throw every competition, every food competition. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And he actually did throw basically every single competition, didn't try in anything, but it just goes to show how good of a player he was because he was able to like manipulate and be
Manipulated
like-
everyone. Yeah.
and he was like, I love Dr. Will. I'm a forever fan of Dr. Will.
When you can do that to all those returning players, what he
Right.
did to them,
Yeah.
and he made Marcellus look like a fool. I'm like, listen, I love Danielle Reyes, but he made her just look foolish too. Remember when, like, going back to that same couple, I bring it up all the time, that the graveyard thing. When him
Yep.
and Boogie took all those fucking, they took all the prizes, a
Yeah.
trip to Tahiti, $5,000, a TV, a this, a that, and they're like doing their diary room, and what else? And what you getting? And then Danielle Reyes got 24 hours of fucking solitude, where
Right.
she's like literally losing her shit in there for 24 hours. Fucking James Ryan takes a margarita party for everyone to make everyone feel like, and so they evict him the next week.
Yeah.
But
Sounds like
Dr.
Casey
Will,
from Big Brother 11. He did
yeah,
the same
exactly
thing.
the same thing. And that's what I told him in my backyard interview. I'm like, don't you know the history to the margarita party, you fool? But you know, and Will just made it look, and he had fun, and which
Yeah.
made us have fun. And they were laughing at everyone, which made us laugh at everyone.
Yeah.
And this is why can't you cast people like this? I know he's a very unique character, especially back in season 2. Like, we've never seen anybody like this motherfucker. We never seen anybody. This show was only the second season and it had all new rules. And then for this guy to come out of nowhere, and you're like, holy shit, this guy's hilarious. And he was hilarious, and he was fun, and he was a good player. And there was strategy to him not winning. He didn't want to come off like a threat and putting people on the block and so on and so forth. So anyhow, I thought it was so funny because, Hardy put his ass on the block, I don't know how many times, and then Hardy goes on the block one time and he goes.
I would have loved to see Hardy play again. I thought that.
I know. The same thing. Same here. I thought that they should have put him in the All-Star season.
Was he there for the first episode before they went into the house? Was Hardy there? No.
Oh, was he up on the bleachers?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, like in 7, you mean, or?
Yeah, in 7 for the
Yeah.
first All-Stars. Was he there?
Remember they had all those
I
people
don't-
on the bleachers and they're like, oh,
Yeah, they
whoa,
were around like
America voted for it, not you, Lisa. You're
Right,
going home.
No, I don't think he was in that pool of like people that didn't.
no.
All right. Did we answer that right?
Yeah.
Sometimes I go off on tangents. I forget what the question was. So,
Like, what makes a good winner? Was the
oh,
question.
okay. Well,
Yeah.
Peter, go ahead. What makes a good winner?
Social.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I think that the short answer has to be like, someone who manipulates the game to their benefit without constantly being in power. That's what I think makes a good winner, because
Those are the best players. If you can
Yeah.
if you can manipulate the game when you're not in power and you just
Right.
don't sit
That's
back and
actual
let
power.
yeah,
Yeah.
you just don't let the game play.
right.
You're involved in decisions and like who's going up and strategy and stuff with whoever's in power and you are manipulating the game. That's a great game player.
Mm.
Like really, and there's so few of those people over the years.
And to be entertaining coming through the TV as well, being
Right,
able,
yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'll go back to
Being a
Kevin
good
again.
player and being entertaining all in one person, it's such a
A small
rarity.
group.
That's why,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like such a rarity, and that's why Kevin was so much fun to watch.
Yes, I was about to
It's
bring
so
him up.
funny because I bring up like Big Brother Canada 10, and Kat's like, it was just Kevin. And I go, she goes, think about it. Think about the rest of the cast. Who else in that cast? And I'm like, wow. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, Betty was like his sidekick, his like
Yeah.
number one, right?
Yeah.
And like Marty was in there. Like literally, those are the only 2 people I can remember from that season.
The only reason
Remember
why I
Josh?
remember Gino is because of the gummy bear incident. That's the only reason why I remember Gino. Otherwise, I wouldn't have remembered him in the
Gino was
season.
just another like meathead fuckboy that was in there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
But
not
it
good.
was, there's nothing
The gummy
distinguishable
bear
about
thing-
him from anybody else.
The gummy bear thing, though, was forever one of my favorite moments because it sent him home.
And to see Kevin dress up as a lawyer whenever he wasn't, well, he was never HOH. He dresses up as his own
Yeah.
lawyer and would go to the HOH and just like talk himself out of like even being nominated, make them feel comfortable. Like that's another reason why I loved Kevin so much, because he was
Yeah.
entertaining.
He was
and he
fun.
did-
He was entertaining.
Yes. And he was always thinking. He was always thinking of what to do next.
He was always 5 steps ahead, and that's what I really appreciate in a good Big Brother winner is
It's
somebody that
actually has strategy and like
Yeah. That strategizes, even if they're strategizing by themselves to figure out how to win that game on their own, that is the best winner that you can have. Because like they're strategizing and they're actually thinking about the game. Like I said before, you're playing
you have
chess,
people
not checkers.
like Vanessa that was a great strategist. She like took game theory, like didn't she get like a degree in game theory or something in the university?
Something like that.
Yeah, she's a poker player and it all goes in like hand in hand. But she was a great strategist. She just wasn't like super entertaining. I like Vanessa. She gave me anxiety watching her.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
really, I'm not kidding.
Unequivocal proof.
Yeah, and I don't I'm not ripping on Vanessa because it's to have someone that's like a great strategist, so great at the game and entertaining. Like, Dan was good at it. Dan did it. Dr. Will did it. Kevin did it. Like, there's very, very few people.
Realistically speaking,
only
Dick,
3.
you did it. You were entertaining as hell.
Well, if you find a bull in a china shop entertaining, I guess so.
Like, I don't know, I found it entertaining. But like Karen has said to you multiple times, you are the villain that everyone loved to hate. Like, it was either you want to be that villain that people love to hate, not the villain that everyone just despises, or be the person that everybody's like in love with. You had a purpose to be in that house too. Like, you had more reasons than just one for being in that house. I mean, yeah, your main focus was $500,000, but your second focus was getting you and Danielle to the end.
That kind of was the main thing, and the money was second, just because our relationship was so fucked up. And it's how it is today. It's like, living proof of how fucked up it was then. It's non-existent now. So, all right, moving along out of my personal life. Thank you, Crystal Joy.
Fuck yes. How about them Vikings? Woohoo! All right. I'm putting in a video mailbag here after the Vikings.
Hey, that was a pretty good win. That was like pretty impressive. Like,
that was unexpected. Very unexpected.
Against the 49ers. And they had the chance to win the last 2 drives.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy throws interception on both drives, where he threw 2 that game, was 2 in the last 2 drives. And I think he said like 5 all season before. It's like crazy.
Yeah.
So congratulations to the Vikings. It was a very good win. They definitely deserve that win.
Putting in a video mailbag here after the Vikings game for tomorrow.
What's happening? Hold on.
I'm putting in a video mailbag here after the Vikings game for tomorrow night. I want to ask 2 questions. First, do you think that production's going to skew the America's Favorite Player results if Sari doesn't make the final 2 to give her that prize? So she at least gets the $50,000 for that if she doesn't make it to final 2, which I don't think she will. And
okay, first question.
If it has to do with Siri winning, I mean, Taylor Hale won America's Favorite Player and won the game, which I think shouldn't be a thing, but I don't think it ever was until Taylor was actually in the house, in my opinion.
Same, it wasn't. It wasn't.
No, you couldn't win if you won.
First or
yeah,
second,
that's
you
what I
weren't allowed to win.
thought. And that's why I'm actually really irritated by that still, because I'm like, you shouldn't be a winner and win AFP, like America's
It's a
Favorite Player.
consolation prize, essentially. And
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be.
I don't think
Yes.
first or second should be able to receive it.
Second place, sure, I guess, but like first place, you just won the grand prize.
No, if
Like,
you come
Well,
in
second place is usually 3 times as much or twice as much as America's Favorite Player.
Well, now it's 3 times as much. It was twice as much before.
Right.
But still, it's like Peter said, it's a consolation prize.
Mhm.
This is like the Rupert Award,
Yes,
which I even
exactly,
thought
yeah.
like back then that was kind of fucked up. You remember like the ratings were so gigantic for Survivor, and they had the Pearl Islands, which had Johnny Fairplay and Rupert and a number of other people on that. Said Sandra won that season. That was her first win. But they made the audience was so massive that they just said the first ever favorite player. They're like, we're gonna put on. We've never done this before. Tune in tomorrow. We're having another episode of Survivor. They put another episode of Survivor and gave away another $1 million because they probably made like 20 million or 30 million, like airing commercials during that hour. And it was just to give Rupert the $1 million. They gave him the equal prize of the winner, which I thought was
it's crazy.
Fucked up, right?
Yeah.
When I met Rupert, it was at NAMM, which is like this musical instrument convention, but like anybody that has like a deal with any musical instrument company is there. So every rock star is there, and it's like twice a year, once in Nashville and once in Anaheim, California, and it's in January in Anaheim. So we're there, and I'm like hanging out and seeing all my rock star buddies and stuff. And here's like, hey, evil dick. I see this fucking gigantic dude in a tie-dyed shirt. And I'm like, oh, motherfucker, Rupert. So I taken some pictures with Rupert, and I'm like, I go, this is the only man that's ever won $1 million on Survivor for losing. And
Yeah.
he's like, I never really thought about it that way, but you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you went just as much as the fucking Sandra or anybody else that's won for losing and being likable, man. So
Being likable goes a long way.
Yeah.
and I think by his third time, he wasn't very likable anymore.
No, it was diminishing returns for Rupert.
Yeah, he really was kind of a prick by the end, right?
Yeah,
He
he
lived-
went to his head for sure.
He lived long enough to see himself become the villain.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And you know, when it started, it was like when they had the rough, like wrestling, throwing people, like competition. And I think it was Jerry, wasn't it Jerry that he took and just like slam, like body slammed her. And everybody's like, hey. But yeah, he was kind of a prick up to that. All right. Did we get question 1?
Yep.
All right, question 2.
Dick, you talked about a winter season a couple times. I know you've mentioned it. My question that I was going to ask that you had to shut off because of copyright stuff was going to be about that. Do you think that it's going to be like a returning players season or something like that? Or what have you heard for rumors for that? Thank you. Talk to y'all later.
Okay, I never talked about a winter season for this. Like
No, the
upcoming
winter season.
A winter season.
Yeah.
I was like, let me, because I get this shit all the time. There won't be a winter season of Big Brother, unless they're like stacking the deck with all of these black winners in a row, so they can actually balance it out. Because they made this pledge to diversity, 50% people of color in each season, and they can't do it. They don't have enough, and I don't think they have enough men to women either. Winners on Big Brother US.
Yeah, because they have to have
from
like a
people
half
that
and
would
half.
actually from winners that would actually go back and play.
Right.
So anyhow, but this season I have no idea, and it's only a rumor, man. It's only a rumor. I don't have like any like I'm not spoiler girl.
Oh, yeah, you're Vegas
I'm
girl,
not
aren't you?
spoiler girl with the 19th house guest. There will be a 19th or 18th or whatever it was, like that horse shit. Like, how come nobody goes back and goes, "Fuck you, you liar"? Like,
I'm still waiting.
You remember that bullshit? You remember that
Yeah.
bullshit?
Yeah.
Everybody, like a month into the fucking game, is still going, there's going to be somebody else come in. And it's like, shut the fuck up. No, there's not. And like, no. So I'm not spoiler girl. I don't have like the lies. The only person that like legit on the inside was like another person. What was their name? They were on like
Vegas. It was Vegas.
Oh yeah.
real Vegas.
Real
something?
Vegas.
like
Yeah,
that.
real
Yeah.
Vegas. Yeah.
They were
That was-
on the inside because they would say stuff like right before like the live show, like
Yeah.
like you know
That was during 20. Because they had all the Sam stuff before it happened or while it was happening.
yeah,
as well.
and there was like every comp thing that like
Mhm.
they talked about like was true, unlike
Yep.
this other person. So that was like the only like legit inside person. But like somebody outed her and like I heard she got fired or something like that. So I don't know.
So Big Brother USA actually could, if every female winner plays, and they would have to, they could do 16 players.
Is there enough people of color?
Yeah, yes, there would be. Actually, I don't know what ethnicity Lisa is, but I mean,
Lisa's white.
okay, well then no.
She's Italian.
Yeah. But June.
Lisa, I don't think Lisa would ever do it. She just
Right.
recovered from breast cancer.
Oh no! Oh, I had no idea.
Would Maggie do it again?
Oh God, no.
That would be super interesting.
No,
Yeah. So
no.
Lisa, June, Maggie, Jordan, Rachel, Nicole, Casey, Taylor. They literally have 8. And then they, it's a pick 'em from guys, but that'd be a tough. Yeah, all of the girls, unless they get one more girl this year and then one of them doesn't come, but still, like, they need a lot more girls.
We need Sari. This is why we have to have Sari win.
Yeah, and I don't think Sari would come back, to be honest. I feel like what she's out of, I don't know if she's loving her Big Brother experience. It doesn't feel like she is.
She seems to be really hating it on the feeds.
Yeah,
at this
I
point.
feel like
even
what
in
she
the
said.
edits on the show sometimes.
Listen, she just for showing up, she's making, how much did they make in that? Was it 60 grand in the All-Star?
Yeah, I think so.
22?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
Yeah.
I
So
thought it was 40. It could have been 60.
Oh, I don't remember. I don't, that's what I'm asking. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
But she's making like somewhere between 40 and 60 grand in 3
Right.
months, 3.5
She's
months.
just riding it out, basically. at
Just
this
for
point.
showing up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
But
that's
yeah,
like right after-
theoretically,
it's right
in a
after she won
stipulation-
250 grand on one of the other fucking shows.
Right. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see a winner's season of Big Brother USA. Like, I mean, because just like literally,
Would you really want to, after seeing that last All-Stars and how it was so set up and pre-gaming and everything, you really want to see that? You really want to see another season of that?
Yeah, I mean, I mean, the
Really?
short answer
Not
is
me.
yes. I mean,
No.
I think it's compelling to see. So, to use another sports analogy, or like if you see a great fighter, win a championship in the UFC, and then they just suddenly don't fight again, or they, it's much more compelling to see them fight against another champion. Who would win in this battle between Mike Tyson and whatever, like,
Yeah,
so
but
I
at
think
22,
the same rule,
come on, 22
Huh?
was like, 22 was a joke.
I mean, look, not every returning season is going to be great. Not every regular season is going to be great. Like, but that doesn't mean that in principle, it's not an interesting concept to take a more, like knowledgeable and experienced group and put them in there. Like, not every season is going to turn out where it's just Cody and his friends winning out the entire season, which is more of an indictment of how the show distributes its power than, like, they played the right way to win that version of the game. They pre-planned, they came together within an alliance, and that alliance won the entire season with Cody at the helm of it. That's more of a negative reflection of how Big Brother USA produces their show than a reflection of the game. But I don't think that disqualifies the concept of doing a full returning player season. It just means the show has to be more, the show has to put in more of an effort to combat all of the preseason nonsense and make sure that the distribution of power, because they're so fixated on it.
They're lazy. They're too lazy.
Yeah. Well,
I think the only way to like combat that is, like, number one, not have a winter season. What I think would be way more interesting is to do, like, maybe you take people that came in like second, third, and fourth, and you call them all in to be in the audience for the premiere. Like, remember that bullshit that they did for,
Yeah.
what season was that, 20, I think?
Yes.
But instead, all these people actually thought they were going in, but you put like 100 past house guests in the audience.
That'd be crazy.
And they don't know who's going. And they don't, like, some people think it's bullshit, but then you call them into the house.
Right.
And like,
It's
boom, right
almost
out of
like
the
a-
audience and put them on.
Almost like a draw out of a hat thing where it's like completely
Yeah.
random.
Yeah, I was going to ask, like, how would you
Yeah.
choose which
How
one
do
goes in the
how do you
house?
fucking game? People calling each other. Oh, they called you too. Oh, they called
Right.
you too. Oh, they called fucking 500 fucking people. How am I supposed to do this?
Right.
Well,
I mean, and
if
then
you're in, if I'm in, I don't know what's going on.
There are a lot of ways to do it. I mean, I had I thought an interesting way that you
You
could
just
do
have to
it.
muddy it up if you're going to do something like that. Just like make it so fucking muddy that there's like, you can't even see like a clear path. You call people and then like they show up to the airport and it's like, we changed our mind
Yeah.
before they get on the plane.
Yeah.
One way that I thought could be interesting to do it is you have literally every alumni, they get to cast 2 votes, one for a guy, one for a girl. And then the top 8 guys and the top 8 girls who receive the most votes go in. Because then you have you can only vote for 2
And you
people.
can't vote for yourself.
And you can't vote for yourself.
That's how. They
What
just had Big
happens
Brother
if
10 for
they're-
the first HOH. I
What
remember that.
happens if there's like you can't do it because the producers have to get in there. There has to be enough people of color. There has to be gay
Right,
people,
exactly.
there has
Yeah,
to
it's
be
like-
this,
yeah,
there has to be
That's
that.
also true.
Again,
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
an indictment of production, not an indictment of the, you know, the game or whatever.
But you're right. Like something like that would be more interesting
so much more
than the bullshit that they're putting together. Like really, and not some audience vote where you never see the fucking totals.
Right.
Oh, we have the most votes in history. It's like,
Yeah.
suck a dick.
I mean, it's not even an original idea. It's like, it's how they nominate in Big Brother UK. Like everybody goes into the diary room and I say, I want to, they don't have to do one guy, one girl. It doesn't matter that, you know, it's just what two people do you want to cast your vote for? And then whoever receives the most amount of nominations, sometimes it's the top two people. Let's say three people tied, then all three of them go up. Sometimes it's four people. Like it's, you know, Big Brother, it's you know, it's going to be a little bit different every time, but most of the time it's the top two people. Or like, let's say one person receives a bunch of votes and then the next two people are tied. Okay, then it's all three, or, you know, whatever. But it's like, it's part of Big Brother. If that's how you do it, everybody gets an equal vote. Everybody gets an equal say. The people who receive the most either get a benefit or a negative, depending on.
But even back when Big Brother was like more legit and not near as manipulated back in season 7, they still had to do that where half of it was picked by the producers.
Yeah.
And if we're to believe that the other half was picked by the audience, which do you really believe?
Right. But that's what, like, you put it in the hands of the players. Like the players are going to, like, I
think it would be fucking, I think it would be great. Honest to God, I think it would be great. And I think that if you have the whole studio audience is nothing but former Big Brother players, and everybody has, let's say they tell them all to download an app.
Right.
You couldn't do that because then they'd be texting each other during the thing. You put, like, they have the studio audiences where you pick A or B, right? Just like in what is that fucking show? Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Right.
Mhm.
Ask the audience, you know, and they have a button. And so, okay, if you're voting for this person, green or red, and they put up pictures and just keep going. Boom, boom, boom. Listen, if you're not quick, you miss your vote. Fuck you, you're out.
Yeah.
No, really. And just like keep it moving, and everything's legit for everybody at home to see, and for it to tally, boom, like that. You know what I mean? Peter's picture's up there for 10 seconds. You got 10 seconds to vote. It's not that hard. Pick a fucking button. Green is yes, red is no. And then the audience sees how many of you motherfuckers voted for this for Peter. How many said yes? How many said no? And you keep it going. And you keep Peter's picture up in the corner or whatever, you know, or flash back to it with the totals of everyone. These are the people, and this is your cast so far. And then you put up, you know, John's picture, and it would be a more legit way, but Big Brother's so manipulated now. Nothing, they wouldn't do anything like that that's out of their hands.
Yeah, that's again,
absolutely.
production.
Yeah.
There are lots of creative ways that you could get to an interesting season. Like I think using 22 or whatever it was, the most recent All-Star season, as like, you know, well, that one didn't work out, so they'll never work out. I think that's a bad argument because
hold on, not just that one. Did you enjoy Big Brother 14?
I did. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Because that would, like, I mean, I have a weird.
Hold on, Peter. Did you really believe that they weren't going to come in the game?
Of course not. No, it's zero chance. No chance at all. That's probably why I liked it.
It's like the very first night, as soon as the feeds come on, here's Brittany and Janelle in bed. So I saw that there's slots for our keys underneath our picture. When are we going to come in the game?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure.
Stupid.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I did enjoy.
Okay, what about
18?
Is it 18? The one with Asian James came back for the second
Yes.
time and fucked the whole
Yes.
season up?
Him, Nicole,
what about
Frank,
18?
and Davon.
So I
What
was
a
very
weird
good
crew
friend.
to pick to come back, though.
I was very
Well,
good.
Devon was on.
Devon
Devon was on
out
17.
first.
She was popular.
She
Second
was the
out, so
first
they-
one out. She was the first one out.
So if I remember correctly, let me just bring it up.
Frank the
what'd you
ass
say?
slapper.
18 had
18?
Frankie and Zach in it.
Okay, so
that
the
was 16.
returning.
That was 16.
That was
What are you
16.
talking about?
Was it? Oh, okay,
Yeah, you're
maybe
getting
it
all
was,
mixed
yeah.
up here.
I am getting
Okay,
mixed up now.
So the four that came back, it was
Wasn't
somewhere.
Nicole, no, that was Nicole.
They were all. One of them
Yeah.
broke the mold because they were
Princess
all
Tuggy,
evicted in this. They were all
Corey.
evicted in the same week, except for one of them. Because I think the person that it should have been was Amanda. I thought it was on the wiki, but like
Amanda,
one.
that's 15.
Yeah, I know, but it goes sequentially in order. Those four that got brought back, but and they were all evicted in like the same spot. But one of them breaks the
It was
pattern.
Devon. They've never brought back somebody that was voted out first.
It must have been, yeah.
Was she first or
because-
second?
I thought she
either
was
first or
second.
But
I think
maybe
she was second.
Must have been. So they must have used her. I thought that they had a thing on the wiki about it.
And then
but
they
I'm
brought
not
David
seeing
back,
it.
who in all
Yeah,
stars.
David should have never.
Who
been
is
up.
the
No, not even close.
All right, let's move along here. We got some more video mailbags to get to. Thank you for your questions. We got this one and one more.
Kevin here. Jack winning the veto.
We appreciate the Halloween shirt there. Don't forget, we're doing a Halloween ticket night. It's a week from tonight, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, a week from tonight. Oh, Peter, you haven't been with us. It's mandatory you have a costume to do that show.
Okay. Sounds
I have my
I'm expecting
costume right over here.
I'm expecting a wrestler type costume from
I'll see
Peter.
what I can do.
Just like Dick's been saying, if you're a mailbagger and you don't dress up, he's not playing your mailbag.
Playing your mailbag. Look, listen. Worst comes to worst, you put a fucking sheet over your head and cut 2 holes in it. You know, you got get the one that the dog peed on or whatever, and you cut 2 holes for your eyes, and you're a ghost. Okay. Take your kid's mask for 30 seconds and make a video mailbag.
Cannot wait to
People
see.
Can do it.
Yeah, cannot wait to see what Tom comes dressed as.
Jack winning the veto is whatever. I mean, I do think it's funny, Cerise being paranoid. That's at least a little funny, I guess. The biggest joke is his reasoning for targeting Blue being that she's a good competitor. Give me a break. She won a game of chance. Strong competitor in my ass. But another thing that is ridiculous is Matt tattling to Cerise every time he's making a decision on who he's going to vote out. It's like, dude, why are you being such an idiot again? Can't say I'm surprised. And I think that's all I've got. I don't have a question, so I'll see you guys next time.
Thank you for that comment. Comments are
Thanks,
appreciated
Kevin.
too. All right, moving right along. Here's Mike.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from Baltimore. If Jag is not the target in the double, is it worse than not using the video on yourself? Have a good night.
That's it. If they don't get rid of Jag during the double, like how bad is this cast?
He's gonna steamroll to the very end,
Yeah.
and take Matt with him.
But like I said, I said this like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I think it was like 2 weeks ago. 2.5 weeks, right after I got back from vacation. I was like, this is the time of the season that they've gotten rid of all the real competitors. And now all the shit people are going to start winning stuff by default. This is at the point of the season where Enzo won his one competition that he won during his season. You know what I'm saying? It's like, everybody else is gone. This is when Jordan won 2 competitions at the end of her season. Remember that, which pulled that out of her ass against Natalie and Kevin. It's just like, oh, I'm fierce. It's like, and then here's Jag step up to the plate, and like, you got to get rid of him. This cast has gotten rid of every single competitor. As soon as they start winning, they get rid of them. They
Yeah.
have to get rid of this
Yeah.
guy.
And Peter said he's
Yeah.
won what, like 5 competitions in a
5
row
in
or
a
something?
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's very
Yeah.
impressive for sure. But
But
I mean,
Matt's the only one who won't put him up in the double.
Well,
Everybody
he
Yeah.
should be
won,
putting
he won
him up in
2
the double.
HOHs in a row, which is like
Yes.
normally an impossibility to do.
Yeah.
He's won the 2 vetoes. He won 3 vetoes in a row? Oh,
It
we
was
got
3.
Wikipedia up. Because Peter's like
yeah.
But
He
like,
has won 3 vetoes in a row. Yeah.
3 vetoes and 2 HOHs.
One of them was like split or like with blue or whatever. But yeah, it's 3 vetoes in a row.
Oh, it's the veto that Cameron went home. I think he used it the week that Cameron got backdoored.
yeah, he used it the week Cameron got voted out because
Yeah.
they had 2 people on the block and they took one of them off. Felicia off
Right.
the block. I
But
think.
you got America and you have Sari that both want Jag out. And how many are we down to? Are we down to 6 people?
Well, 7 before the next before that eviction
I
going
thought
into
there
that
was
H.
there's 7 right. I thought there was 7 right now.
Thought it was 8. Could it be
It's
7?
7 right now, and then if blue
Oh,
goes-
7.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, so if blue goes home, then we're at 6. And with the HOH and HOH can't vote, that's like 5 votes are needed.
What if
Oh, no,
Felicia
the 2
goes
people are on the
wild
bottom.
card?
So wait, hold on. If there's only 5, there's only 2 votes, right?
Yeah.
Oh, look.
Oh,
I
there
got-
those balloons again.
What was that?
So there's only 2 votes. We got an HOH and 2 nominees that can't vote. There's 2 votes. If it ends up, if he goes on the block, he would have to be. No, because Matt is not going to be. Well, Matt might be next to him. And then
Well, you'd
Sari
have to
and-
be. It would be so weird. Like
Yeah.
that would be.
Yeah, you have to take the vote away from for
Yeah,
him.
have to take the vote away. Yeah.
And you have Sari and America will vote him out. It's a matter of like, who Felicia's going to be HOH and put
Right.
him up.
Well, I was gonna say, like, what if Felicia goes wild card and wins something and then tries to get Sari out? Like that's I don't know.
She's
like,
been
that's
talking
awesome.
about it. She has
You
been
know?
talking about it. She whispered yesterday, Sari, you're not sniffing final 3.
Right.
So
I
she
don't
wants to
know.
be in Sari's place. She wants Sari's spot.
She's going to sit there and be the HOH, take chicken wing out of her pocket.
Yeah,
start
exactly.
eating it and get on the block.
I mean, I don't know. They're like, look, there's a lot. Like, I mean, obviously, Jag can just win. Like, that's the most. Like, he'll win the veto or whatever. Like,
But he can't even play in the next HOH. This is the time to get rid of him.
Yep.
The time is now.
he can play in the double HOH though, right?
If he
Unless
survives, if he
I
gets
mean,
past,
if he survives this round, but he'll probably win veto this week, So, like,
That's the other thing too.
That's always
It's
been
like-
my thought. Yeah, that's been my thought. If Jag and Matt somehow get on the block and one of them wins the veto, who goes up and who goes home? Or would the person who goes next to them would go home?
That would be pretty funny if they went on the block and then Matt ends up going home. Jag wins a veto, Matt goes home. Jag cries that he's all alone. Matt cries all alone in jury house and I don't know, then Felicia puts him out or something. I don't know. I'm rooting for Bowie Jane to win.
Bowie Jane to
I'm-
win.
Bowie Jane.
I'm still kind of hoping that potentially during this double, we get an America HOH. I know it'll only be a double eviction HOH, but I just want to see America do something.
I think America could win. That's like,
Yeah.
that's possible.
Nicole's first in BB21, Nicole's first HOH win was in a double.
Well, it's gonna be the HOH is gonna be like questions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it always
Yes, and then the
questions in
veto,
double?
and the veto
The
will be like a
veto's gonna be
puzzle
like
or
a-
a mate, puzzle type
Or
thing.
clown shoe.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like
They already
that.
did that one though. They
Yeah,
already
they already
Oh
did
yeah,
that
they
one.
did.
the pit thing. So
It could be like
And-
a puzzle you put together that has to like move something to the end of the other end of the yard or something. Like they've done that before too. So
Well, they did the one that was the maze too, where they had to stand on the disc and they had to move around and try and get the ball from
And
one
those two
spot
old
to the
women, they
other.
never
But
do that. It's gonna be like, how many chicken wings can you stuff in your robe pocket?
yeah.
That's what it's gonna be. All right, you guys. That's
so
all I
but we're
got.
all rooting for who. Do you guys care who wins HOH? What's your gut saying on who goes home in the double?
I'm just hoping America wins this HOH, to be honest. I want to see her do something.
Well, because she says that she talks big, and I think that if she won, that she would go after Matt and Jag.
Yeah.
Listen, if she was the one to win it and she puts up Matt and Jag, then you have the only two voting are if they stay, if Nam stay, it would be Sari and Felicia voting. And it wouldn't even matter how Felicia voted, because if Sari votes for Jag and America breaks the tie and she would like send Jag home.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That would probably be the most interesting way to go, honestly. But something really stupid will probably happen, like America's HOH. She puts Matt and Jag up. Everybody gets excited.
Scary verse.
If Jag wins the veto and
Scrabble verse.
she puts Sari on the block. The vote to get the person, or Matt wins a veto and he uses it, and Jag's sitting there waiting to go home, and she puts Sari up next to him, who's Rick, because they're not talking to each other and they don't know how each other thinks, and that Sari wants him gone too. She puts him up next to him and loses that vote. And then like something stupid. Yeah. So anyhow, that's how this season would go. There's like nothing fun has happened this season. So,
No.
No.
we'll see. We'll see. Listen, it's happening on Thursday, day after tomorrow. Peter, it's great having you back.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun doing the show with you, Peter, man.
We'll
Thanks,
see.
yeah, right back at you.
We'll see you next week. Stefanie and John, thank you guys for being here.
Of
You guys have
course.
been great. So,
Halloween show next week. Can't
that's
wait.
it.
Love being here.
I got my shit right here. And
Mine's like my costume's
it's
over there.
fucking hilarious. You better fucking tune in, because it's gonna be fucking. This is good. Listen, I'm laughing, like just looking at my shit. I'm laughing my ass.
My costume's downstairs. John knows what I'm being, but
Yes.
Peter, that means you better get on it.
I'll do what I can.
Well, who else is coming for the show? For the Halloween show? Is it Kat and Andrew too?
Kat and Andrew are coming. Keith is gonna be here too. Have you done shows with Keith, Peter?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay. I thought so. I wasn't sure though.
I've done like Zoom parties with Keith.
Keith is great. I love Keith.
Keith is
just
awesome.
Such a genuinely nice guy. I'm like, he's one of the people that I can say that like, it's like, I'm really glad that Keith is my friend. He's a
really good guy. I've done shows with him,
Yeah.
but he is awesome.
Yeah, nice guy. All right,
I can't wait to see Keith's costume.
He's like, it'll be PG. He does, he goes to the hospital that he works in the costume.
And now we're on YouTube. He doesn't want that out either.
Well, he always dresses up. He always sends me pictures of his costume at work, and
All right.
he always does good costumes. So it'll be fun, I'm sure. All right, you guys.
All
Have
right.
a good night. Thank you very much. You guys,
Thank you.
Thanks for
Good night. Good night,
push that
chat.
little subscribe button. Everybody out there in the chat and watching right now, and you guys that are still watching, I should be saying that at the top of the show, right? Not at the end.
Yeah.
Anyhow, have a good night.
gotten to this
We'll see you next time. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, boys and girls. Oh, Peter, wait.
Thank
Nope,
you.
Peter just says it.
He
See you
was
next
like,
week.
bye.